for 2024 with a guaranteed salary of more than $23 million. The Cowboys restructure the contracts of quarterback Dak Prescott and offensive lineman Zach Martin to create about $30 million of salary cap space. That will allow the team a chance to re-sign some of their own potential free agents. New Syracuse basketball coach Adrian Autry officially introduced today. He takes over for Jim Boeheim.
It's an honor. I'm super excited. It's an honor. I'm humbled that a coach entrusted me with the program, moving it forward. So I'm just excited and ready to go.
Adrian Autry on Canty and Carlin. St. John's fires head coach Mike Anderson today after 4 seasons. ESPN's Jeff Borzello reports they're expected to contact Iona head coach Rick Pitino to take over the job. Number 1 Houston, 4th-ranked Alabama, 5th-ranked Purdue all win in conference quarterfinals today.
The new Venture X card from Capital One. Earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights when you book through Capital One Travel, plus 2x miles on all other purchases. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You picture better reload.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
How's your week going?
Week was good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but good. I'm full of good ideas.
On ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
The wave pool, although probably full of bacteria, flesh-eating parasites, and the occasional turd, provides endless hours of fun. It's not cool to have a 30A sticker on the back of your grocery go-getter. Big fan of the truck.
The Riot Radio Hour.
I get used to the new dismount. I've heard it one way for so long, and now it's different. All right, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Dan Wine Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. You put the camera on him, please.
Stay back on the fastball.
Put the camera on him.
Get your butt down.
Show what's up, Coach? How are you?
Coach Ryan in the building, boy. Getting ready. We got a big matchup up the street, up government here.
Oh, man. Wow. My goodness.
The boys fired up. We got the pants on.
Look at this guy.
Look, got the socks.
Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Oh, that's something I want to show you, too, Matt. This is how serious I am about this.
You got a cup? We got a cup on?
Nope.
He's wearing his Cubs pants. Can you see that? Hey, can you go around? No, look, yeah, go around. There it is. Look, it's peeking through there. There it is. Wow.
Get your heart out, Musso.
The Chicago Cubs game-issued pants, huh?
Yep. It mean business today.
Wow.
Serious.
Is today serious because last night you lost 17-2?
Yeah, but it was one of those games.
Is that why?
It was one of those games, though. Let me just explain to you what happened and kind of the deal. When you're playing a 3-game series, which, by the way, shout out to Coach Brad Bass and the boys.
Yeah, real quick, Catholic High and Dunham are playing in baseball, and, sometimes things don't go your way as they didn't for the Dunham Tigers and Coach Theriot.
That's right.
yesterday.
did.
Catholic High, a 17-2 winner.
Yeah.
Paulie, you just got to do this, please. Just please do this. Okay. 17-2 winner.
Yep.
Last night over the Dunham Tigers.
It's part of it. Part of the game.
Yeah, rough go for your guys.
Well, it's one of those games, and look, if you're a baseball fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Game gets away from you a little bit in the first inning or two. You got to save pitching for the next two games to try to scratch one out.
Yeah, sure. 17-2.
It only made sense. And then there's also a theory that says they can get all their hits in this game.
Oh, right.
Like,
just
get
got
them out
them
of
all
the
out.
way.
Got them all out of the way because there's no more.
Get them all out
like
of the way for this
They
game.
used all their energy. Like in a video game, you
That's the
depleted
hope.
all the energy. So now, and you got to eat one of the little like mushrooms or whatever to get your energy back
There's
up.
no mushrooms
Yeah,
for
but there's no
lunch
more.
today.
There's no more. So
Yeah.
they're all depleted. All the hits are gone.
That's the hope.
Instead of spreading them out over 3 days.
Correct.
Got it. Yeah.
I
no.
hope that's the
Yeah,
hope.
no, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
No?
At all. No.
We'll see. We got them last year. We got them for a game last year. Look, it made us feel good. We got them for a game. It's baseball. You think it happens. So we got a big game coming up. I'm dressed up, ready to go. I'm going to coach the boys, and we'll see where we're at.
So if you're not watching the show, Theriot is – are you wearing a jersey under there, or is this just the coach's pullover?
So I asked Wes for a jersey.
Yeah? Wes, by the way, is Ryan's older
is my
brother,
brother.
the head coach at Dunham.
He gave me a shirt instead that said assistant coach, kind of like the head coach, but cooler.
Okay.
I said, I'm not wearing that. So I just have on a white.
A white shirt underneath the Dunham quarter zip. Yeah, okay.
No, I don't have a jersey. I wanted one. I wanted a number. I wanted the whole skit.
Yeah.
Apparently they don't do
Spikes?
that. I was willing to go full uni.
Oh.
But then I don't want to be that guy because Wes doesn't do it. No, you know.
Yeah, there's no reason for a baseball coach to we've been over this many times.
Yeah.
I don't need the baseball coach wearing full uniform. Just like I really like the fact that in basketball, the coaches have gone to a little more casual apparel. They've gone to the pullover, the slacks, and the sneakers. I mean, that's a better look than being on the bench in a suit. I don't need you in a suit.
Definitely more comfortable. When you're inside,
it's not
it could be hot.
1926.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like in 1834, when everybody's walking around in suits, it's 800 degrees outside. The ladies are wearing 15 layers and garments and all and whatnot, and the men are wearing 3-piece suits.
Yeah.
All fanning themselves off and holding umbrellas to give themselves a little bit of shade. Why?
This is not smart. What about this setup, though? The tennis shoes. Still got the pants on.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
T-shirt up under, a little pullover. I mean, you kind of in uniform, but not really.
I just don't need you wearing a jersey and a cup and spikes and all that stuff. You want to wear those if you're comfortable in the baggy pants. That's fine. You got your little quarter zip over it and the hat. That's good as well.
You still kind of look like a, But if I had on shorts here, it'd be a little too much, like a little too unprofessional.
Bike shorts. You know, the old school bike shorts with the
Now,
buttons.
if I had the bike shorts with the tube socks,
the Sansa belts,
and a pair of Reeboks on, now we got action.
We got action there. That wouldn't be too bad. All right, so Terrio's in here because Catholic and Dunham are playing at 5 o'clock. So he's here for the first hour, then he's going to skedaddle. So we'll do kind of a modified Riot Radio. We'll do Kick Rocks coming up here in the next segment. We'll do Ask Ryan at the end of this hour. We're glad you're with us. We're brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. When the show, let me remind you, when the show ends today, your boy here, not Theriot, me, I'm going to jet over to the Renaissance. It'll take me out to Tallulah tonight. Looking forward to that. I'll have plenty of Hudco hats, as a matter of fact, as well. So you want to come by?
Hat party?
Well, it's Take Me Out to Tallulah.
Okay.
So inside the Renaissance Hotel, bourbon, beer, burgers, baseball. They'll have beer from Rally Cap, bourbon from Calandro's, complimentary, like samples, all that stuff. They will have food and drink specials. So, like, if you want to eat whatever, drink whatever, they'll have specials. So come out there and they have 2 big projection screen TVs showing the baseball game tonight.
Say it again, though. Burger, beer, bourbon, baseball caps.
Yes, and Hudco hats. So the
baseball hats.
Yes, baseball hats. The tricky part is it's a Friday in Lent.
Who's the big giant sitting over here in the middle of these two guys?
y'all haven't met?
I haven't met him, but
that's
huge.
That's Jacob Beck. He's training.
Jacob's a monster.
We hired Jacob. He's training on the audio board, on the video board. He's training on the video board right now. So when we started the show, he was on the. It was a little clunky, so that's why I said, "Paul, you just got to do this real quick."
Yeah.
So we'll get there. But he's doing really good.
He's a little intimidating.
He's wearing a soccer jersey.
Exactly. It's just confusing. I think it's real confusing. Generally, you don't get guys his size wearing soccer jerseys.
When you're 6'8", 117 pounds, you're not really intimidating.
Well,
How tall are you, Beck? Give him a mic, please. How tall are you?
6'6".
All right, so he's 6'6", and what do you weigh?
210.
Okay, I weigh 230. Like, who's more intimidating, me or him?
He is.
Shut up.
He's a giant. And he's got on a soccer jersey. It confuses the heck out of everybody. You're 5'10" or under, you're wearing soccer jerseys.
That's true.
He's 6'6" wearing a soccer jersey. So
You're
I don't
telling
really
me-
know which way to go with him.
You're telling me if you had to scrap, you'd rather scrap with me than with him?
Probably so. He's got the reach.
Oh, no way.
He's got the reach on
You're
him.
out of your brain.
I mean, I could maybe get you to the ground.
No way.
Possibly.
No.
I'm not getting him to the ground.
You're not getting me on the ground. I got way too much strength in my lower half. No way you're getting me on the ground.
I don't think I could get in.
He's like a giraffe.
I don't think I could get close to him. He's
Just
got the
spear
reach.
his knee. What's he going to do to you? Just spear him in the knee.
He
Go
kicks
low,
me in the
shoot.
face.
There's no way you're getting me on the ground. That's not happening. So, like, I'd go wide base. You're not getting me. Your best shot would be you have to cheap shot me or, like, be faster than me and like, submit me. You have to get my back and get me in a rear naked choke. That would be your best bet with me.
Tell me about.
But you can do it.
Tell me about UFC.
It was really good.
Was it awesome?
It was really awesome.
Did they do walkout songs?
Oh, yeah.
What was Jones' walkout song?
Champ is here. You know, from the outlet. Champ is here. Boom, 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 boom. Champ is here. I put it on my YouTube channel. Go to the Matt Moscone YouTube channel. I videoed the whole thing. I've seen him do it so many times now. I just videoed the whole thing and I put it up on my YouTube channel.
I asked you to take pictures for me and stuff, and
I got plenty of them.
Yeah, but I never got any of them.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, by the way. I'm Matt Moscone. You can follow me there too. I need to put. You know what? I put my Instagram story, but I don't know if I ever put. I don't think it posted with my pictures from the event. I need to do that.
You sent me a picture of you and Jeff walking in, or about to walk in, and then that was it. Then it probably just got real intense. It got real for you. You were like, okay.
Really cool.
I'm
ESPN hooked us up with great seats. I mean, we were like center octagon, 8 rows from the floor. It's great. I'd rather be in those seats than on the floor because even if you're right up against the octagon, you're looking up and it's really hard to see, especially people in front of you. So where we were was like eye level with the top of the cage. Looked great.
Yeah,
awesome.
And if you get hit with like some of their blood, you might get.
Weren't close enough to
have.
get blood. No, wasn't close enough to get their blood on me.
If you got Jones's blood on you from a punch on your shirt, on your white shirt, would you wash that shirt or would you keep it? Like,
it depends if I like the shirt, but considering that I was at a UFC event, I probably am wearing something that I like and would want to wear again. So I'd have Erica clean it. Yes, I would, and I'd wear it again. I'd have her get the blood out and I clean.
But that'd be and if you could get him to autograph it too.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
awesome.
different. That's different.
You could frame that.
Yeah, maybe. And then I'd go to the Pawn Stars place and see if they wanted to buy it for like $10,000.
Yeah.
This is my shirt I wore, Octagon side, when John Jones fought Cyril Gahn, and he bled on me and signed it.
Pay me.
Get your sports. Have your guy come take a look. What's this worth? Well, if we can authenticate John Jones's blood.
Yeah, get Chumley up here. Let's see what we can
get Chum out here. Let's see you could buy this thing for $8,000.
I know we're probably about to break.
Yeah, we are. Because you didn't do a letter today. Way to go.
But here's just real fast. This is a tease.
Oh, good.
FYI.
Okay.
So I remember.
This is like 15, 12 years? How many?
Yeah.
And you're doing a tease?
Hey, I remember when I could go to men's basketball games 3 minutes from my house and enjoy them. Now I got to go 2.5 hours to Lake Charles to enjoy men's basketball game.
Because Catholic's playing tomorrow against Scotlandville in the state championship?
Nope.
Oh.
By the way, Catholic High basketball is like watching paint dry. Don't get me started on that. Please don't. They submit their opponents into winning the game. They pass 500 times. Nobody dribbles. They take a stupid two-handed layup, and they win games 15-12.
Let's go.
It's the worst.
LFG.
If they win state,
Hang
it's
a banner.
Joke
Championship.
in high school basketball.
Let's go.
By the way.
Hang a banner.
Take that, you guys.
Take that,
but
you
anyway,
guys. You still salty because you lost 17-2 last night? I got a break. Stay there. It's after further review.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Weekend is upon us. Oh, the weather is beautiful. Time to get in the garden and just plant something. You know what I mean? Go get out in the lawn. You got weeds in your lawn popping through as the weather's getting nice. Do you? I bet you do. You know how you take care of that? You go get the weed-killing cocktail from Clegg's Nursery. Do you know what that is?
Jim Beam.
Nope.
A little pineapple juice.
It's not it.
And club soda.
Nope. You got it wrong.
Okay.
You know what it is? Then you should ask someone at Clegg's because they know and they can help you. Any of the 4 locations, Siegenier Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Get by any of the 4 locations of Clegg's Nursery. You can get any of the plants. They got shipments of plants arriving daily. It's incredible. Flowers arriving daily to their greenhouses. You want some rose bushes?
Jonna does, because she's there. She was there like 10 minutes ago, by the way.
So good.
Yep.
Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in. Clegg's Nursery.
At Corville Toyota in Opelousas, you can get 3.99% financing on select 2023 models. And as always, you will never pay over MSRP. We also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corville Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Theriot with HUDCoRoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Theriot and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money.
Your work, oh, this is how you mix, oh, this is how you work, oh, I need to see if you can drop it hot potato style.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, rolling along. Theriot's here in studio with us. He's got to get out of here at 4 o'clock so he can head on down to Hearthstone Drive and take another whipping at the hands of the Bears.
Easy.
Dork. Look at you. Oh, what does the D on your hat stand for? Dork?
That's so stupid. That is so dumb.
Dummy?
No.
What does it stand for?
Dominate.
Dominated?
Dominate.
As in what happened to you last night when you lost 17-2?
Inga.
Well, you deserve that. When you went out to the Bears for playing in a state championship game, you deserve everything that's coming your way.
Oh, gosh.
How about that? You know what? If you don't like it...
When is that game?
Tomorrow. If you don't like it, you can kick rocks.
It's time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick Rocks.
Presented by Ruckus. Kick Rocks with shoes from Ruckus. Jones Creek Road in Baton Rouge. Or go to ruckus103.com.
Tom Brady can kick rocks. That's a standing kick rocks, but this one's
a perpetual kick rock.
Kick Rocks
Did you prepare?
Yeah.
Kick rocks.
Okay, you can kick rocks for being a middle midget.
Kick rocks.
Costing your team 4 points.
They can kick a whole bag of rocks for that.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Dude, I got something for Ruckus.
I got it. Why don't we do kick rocks first? I got it. I got
you
it.
got it?
I got it. We're ready. Whenever we do the ruckus read, I got it. We're ready.
Sorry.
But first, let me do what I do. You do what you do.
Yeah.
How long have we been doing this? But it's been a couple weeks because I was in Napa, and then I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And now you're leaving.
Yeah.
We ever gonna do like a real Friday Riot Radio Hour again?
Yeah.
Ever? You think so?
Next week.
You think so?
Yep. Next week. I got you.
I'm gonna tell you to kick rocks because
Kick
about
rocks.
a month ago, maybe longer, I said, "Hey, let's sit down and look at the baseball schedule." You're coaching Dunn on the show. Let's look at the baseball schedule, see when you're going to be here, when you're not going to be here, when you can leave early. We just plan it out, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I get a text. You're like, "Oh no, we're good." I told Wes, "We're good.
Yeah.
I'm doing the radio show,
And I'm here.
Yeah. And I get a text this morning. Hey, can I come in at 3:00?
No, I don't think that's what.
That's exactly what happened. It was about 9:40 this morning. Check the time on the text, like 9:42, 9:40, 9:42, something like that. Hey, what does it say? Read the text.
That's what it says.
Read the text.
That's what it says.
No, read it.
And I come in from 3 to 4 today, question mark. We play Catholic at 5. Before that, I said I miss you, and I gave you the...
I didn't see that. Did you really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see what I said? Look at right above that. I miss you with the little emoji blowing the kiss with the heart.
That's me. Oh, no,
I
that's you.
said that. I miss you, blew you the kiss with the
Yeah,
heart.
I didn't blow you a kiss. I didn't get that.
That's
I
not...
did get that.
Yeah. See?
Why did you say you miss me?
Because I was trying to butter you up so you wouldn't get pissed that I wasn't going to be here on time and for 2 hours.
I knew it.
I mean, just being real, bro.
After I talked to you a month ago and was like, hey, let's look at your schedule to see when you're going to be here, when you're not going to be here.
So here's the deal with that, though. I don't even have a schedule. This is the problem with this whole situation. I don't have a schedule.
Okay.
My wife yells at me every day about this.
Yeah.
But Houston's got to go play, and she's going to the games, and my brother's the head coach.
Yeah.
So I can just ask one of those three, hey, when do you – and I text Wes that yesterday, when you need me there. Like, where are we playing? What do I wear? When do you need me? And he replies, and so we're good.
You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to look up the Dunham baseball schedule so I know when you're going to be here and when you're not. All right, good.
Hey, when you get it, can you send it to me?
I'll do that.
I need that.
I'll do that. All right, what you got?
Ja Morant can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Oh, no.
Flashing a gun all over social media like an idiot.
What is he doing?
What are we thinking, bro? Like you're a really good player. You kind of like right where you want to be. You've worked your whole life for this. You know, your dad looks just like Usher, sits courtside like it's a thing. Like this is good.
His dad looks like Usher? I don't know if I've ever seen Ja Morant's dad.
Oh, my gosh.
No, seriously.
You've never seen Ja Morant? He is Usher. His dad might be Usher.
That's Fat Joe. I Googled Ja Morant dad and Fat Joe.
His dad is.
Oh, look at that.
His dad is
wears
Usher.
like the Usher hat. That's so good.
His dad might be. Anyway. Ja thought it'd be a good idea to flash a pistol at the club in social media for everybody to see. Traveling, by the way, not even at home. Bad look. You can kick rocks. Grow up. You're better than me.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
It's a bad thing. Bad.
Yeah, not smart. The New Orleans Saints can kick rocks.
New Orleans?
Kick rocks.
New Orleans Saints can kick rocks.
I mean, I'm kind of with you on this one. I don't even know what you're going to say, but I'm good with it.
How much did they pay? How much did they pay Derek Carr?
Well, it's structured, and people will say it's not really because there's outs and all, but $150 million.
$150 million.
Yeah.
Saw the graphic.
He probably won't get $150 million.
Okay, so how much, the minimum, how much could he get?
70.
Oh, for 2 years, right?
Well, no, because they'll spread it out over what amounts to 5. So they've structured it a way to where it's not.
But he'll be playing for the Saints for 2 years.
At least 2. They are financially committed, most definitely for 2 years.
2 years, $70 million. Okay.
Effectively, yes.
Yeah. So I looked at the stats, Derek Carr's stats, and then the Saints' stats, which included Taysom Hill, who legit couldn't throw the ball. Like, if that door was open, couldn't throw it through that door. Okay. And the Saints' Three Stooges were actually better than Derek Carr's. Now, I like Derek Carr. I do think that he's going to be he's probably a nice guy. I mean, he's got the eyeliner stuff going, but that's beside the point.
Does he wear eyeliner?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
eyeliner.
Or does it just look, is he just like deep set? Like I have deep set eyes.
Yeah, but you don't look like
shadows,
you have one eyeliner.
So I have shadows around my eyes
does.
because my eyes are deep set.
He's got the tattooed eyeliner under his eyes.
Do you think he really has eyeliner?
Yeah.
Really?
I do.
Has anyone ever asked him that?
I don't know. I would ask him.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get the chance to ask him what
Probably
brand
not.
he uses. What do we got going? What are we doing? Anyway, so the Saints can kick rocks for giving that guy $70 million. Like, why wouldn't we just blow the whole thing up? Let's blow it up. Let's stink for a little while. Let's start over. And yeah, it's gonna take a few years. And I do think they probably will still draft a quarterback, and it might be good. But I don't want my quarterback learning from Derek Carr. He's very average. I would want my quarterback learning from somebody that was actually really good. So I think this is a bad move, and for that, the Saints can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
I'm looking at the Dunham schedule, by the way.
What are we
Next
looking
Friday, the 17th, it says Assumption at Thibodeau. Why is there an Assumption at Thibodeau game on here? What does that have to do with Dunham?
We're playing Assumption, probably at Thibodeau.
Oh, the varsity's at 3:30. So are you not going to be here next Friday?
Where is that? In Thibodeau?
At Thibodeau. Well, I guess that's so you're playing Assumption at Thibodeau at 3:30 next Friday. So should I plan for you not being here next Friday?
No, I'm going to be here. Next Friday is a full show.
I don't think so.
4 to 6. Oh, yeah.
It sounds
I'm
like
committed.
you're going to be in
No,
Thibodeau
I'm
next
committed to this.
Friday.
I'm committed to this relationship.
No, you're not. The good news is the 24th, you have nothing. And then it looks like we're looking at different
Can you just send me that?
schedule. Then the 31st, we're good on the 31st.
Okay.
And then on the 7th, it looks like we're good. And on the 14th, it looks like we're good as well.
Yeah, we're good.
So next week, you're going to be in Thibodeau.
No,
so we'll go
I'll
a
bang
full
that.
solid month without having you here.
I'm gonna talk to Coach West, and we'll get a yard pass for that one. It's all good.
Hey, your call.
Yeah,
your call. I mean,
I'm
you
committed
got
to this relationship. I've got sponsors I got to answer to. You know what I mean? Like this is a thing. Actually, I really don't, but whatever.
You know the old the chicken or the pig with
No,
the breakfast story?
Nope, I don't
So
know
the
that story.
chicken is a participant. The pig is committed. The chicken gives you the eggs, right, for the breakfast. They're participating in the breakfast. But the pig, he's committed to the breakfast. Gave you the bacon.
What if you like chicken nuggets for breakfast? Or chicken strips? Or Chick-fil-A has a really good chicken biscuit.
That's true. Let's just go with like your traditional country style breakfast.
Okay.
That doesn't include
Chicken.
Like
as
as the protein.
But egg is a protein.
Right, but the chicken meat, the white meat.
I would argue that giving your egg is committed to a relationship. Like giving your seed to somebody to consume is
That's
commitment.
Not your seed.
That's their seed.
You're going to make more eggs.
That's a
The chicken's
chicken's
alive. You're missing the point. You understand the point that I'm making here. You understand the point of the analogy.
I get it.
I know you get it.
I get it.
All right, it's after further review. Oh, Ruckus. Oh, that's the good thing. We got to tell people about Ruckus. So
Dude, I got one more kick rocks.
Okay, yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead.
say it? Do
Yes,
I have time?
please. Yes, please.
So have you seen so you know where Chick-fil-A is right over here on Burbank?
Is it over by Rouse's?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rouse's.
That whole area over there.
They got
yeah.
Rouse's. They built a new McDonald's.
Okay.
Really nice.
Okay.
They have a Whataburger.
Okay.
No, I don't know who eats that crap. They have an Atomic Burger. Good burger.
Some people are committed to Whataburger. Whataburger was a thing in Houston when we were there when Drew was born. And there was a Whataburger right by the Texas Medical Center. I had it a couple times. People raved about the spicy ketchup and stuff. I didn't get it.
You know why it was right by Texas Medical?
So when you eat there, you can just go right to the hospital.
I mean,
Got
come on,
it.
diabetes.
I knew where you were going. Yeah, I got it.
But you got the new McDonald's. You've got
look at that ball in the post.
Whataburger. You've got
no way.
Atomic Burger. Big fan. Just kind of expensive, but it's good. Then Chick-fil-A. Then they did a McAllister's, like McAllister's.
Okay.
Arby's. I love Arby's. I love the beef and cheddar.
Oh.
Okay.
No, I don't want the cheddar. Just give me the roast beef.
I like
Just give me an Arby's roast beef, the fries, and of course, as we discussed the other day, the chocolate shake. Because when you're a fat kid, you always get the chocolate shake, and I was most definitely a fat kid.
So you're familiar with that stretch, right?
Yeah, Burbank.
Okay. Do you know the road behind it? though? That like service road that enters all that?
Ben-Hur?
No. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about? That road back
Is
there?
it like Arlington Court or whatever?
Yeah,
Is that it? Yeah.
Okay.
Have you driven on that road recently?
At football season to go to
I
Rouse's
don't know
for
what
game day.
idiot like paved that road, but it's like you're driving through the Grand Canyon.
Why are you doing that?
Why
are you doing that?
My vehicle, like I swear to you, like there's the biggest potholes in Baton Rouge are on Arlington Court. Go get you a burger or Chick-fil-A sandwich and a flat tire. Like it's, dude.
I do that again with your He's doing
That was what my truck does.
It's so stupid.
Can we clean that crap up, dude? It is so bad.
It's Baton Rouge. Of course, you're not cleaning that up. You're gonna have terrible roads and bad schools and all the things that go along with living here, and crime and all the awful things. But you know what? We throw a hell of a party.
Yeah.
We got a really good football team.
We do.
You know,
Baseball.
We have crawfish boils and beer and a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Friendly people. It's it's your trade-off.
Yeah.
That's your trade-off.
Might get shanked at the gas station, but
and you know what else you
that's
have
part
here?
of it.
You know what else you have here? Ruckus.
You do have Ruckus.
And next Friday.
What's happening? Give it to
the Nike SB Jordan 4 release event. Oh, man, I'm excited about it. So, waiting on deets. What we do know is it's going to be a pop-up experience.
Okay.
From 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. There is going to be a best trick contest for the skaters.
Okay.
From 3 to 4. It'll be outside the venue. We're waiting to see what the venue is going to be, right? And then there's going to be an after party from 8 o'clock until. You can get info at ruckus103.com, ruckus103.com, but they're going to be doing a pop-up experience. I love the Jordan graphic right there. So it's Jordan taking the jumper, and his name instead of Jordan, it says Ruckus, and instead of 23, it says 103, Ruckus 103. Ruckus103.com, RUKUS103.com.
Can we get some of the shoes?
I don't know.
Right there?
You better ask Ronnie Paul. That's a you and Ronnie Paul question there, friend. I mean,
what's your size? 12?
13.
13.
If we're there early enough.
Can we do the show there? From there?
Cannot next Friday, no. I know.
That'd be fun, though.
It would be fun.
Maybe we could go after.
Yeah, I'm down.
You want to go after?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Done. Deal.
But we can go before.
Well, yeah.
Starts at 11 o'clock.
Starts at 11. Yeah, sure.
You want to go before?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm serious.
I'm going to text Ronnie just to see, because, like, I want some of these shoes, too. I mean, we missed out on the Panda Dunk drop. We missed out on a couple of them. I don't want to miss out.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you didn't miss out.
Who missed out on a Panda Dunk drop?
Can we talk about the shoes you wore to UFC, too, by the way? Stingy, bro. When you buy stuff like that, I'm a size 10.5. I'll pay you. I'll pay you double. Those were nasty.
I know they were so good.
Where'd you get those?
Nike app, sneakers app.
Oh, I love those shoes.
You got to be on point. All right, stay here. Ask Ryan in about 15 minutes, so get your questions in. Line them up right now. We'll continue. I think Theriot does want to talk about the man who is going to be the new head basketball coach at McNeese State University, who used to be the head college basketball coach at another state university in Louisiana. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time.
Or you don't pay a dime.
Couldn't think of anything, could you? 752-0001. 752-0001. 752-0001. Preseason AC tune-up. I love, mention the Moscona special. They'll save you $25 off the preseason AC tune-up. I love reading 5-star reviews. This one comes from Bootsy Johnson. Bootsy. B-O-O-T-S-I-E. Bootsy Johnston. I appreciate Joseph's work so much. He was on time, went right to work diagnosing the AC problem. He also is very patient with me as I'm extremely hard of hearing. He explained over and over again what the problem was, gave me 3 options to choose from to fix it. Thank you, Joseph. Another 5-star Google review. Because River City's 1 Hour Air is never going to pressure you into doing anything. But they're going to give you all your options. Like, here's your good, better, best option. So which do you want to do? And they'll advise you. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. Mention the Moscona special. They'll knock $25 off the preseason AC tune-up. Get this done. River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
What a good day to finally be out of the office. Is that this? A Skag mower. Okay, living the good life I see. Not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous. It's just like driving a throne. It's gorgeous. A beautiful piece of machinery right there.
The moment you know you want a Skag. Skag. Simply the best.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off new 2022 Ram 1500s. 2022 Ram 1500 trucks on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go? Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville, or NOLAFlooring.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Moon Griffon is back. The voice of Louisiana politics makes his return to Baton Rouge. Catch the Moon Griffon Show weekdays from 9 to
I'm the number one stunner. The number one stunner. James Bond, Jackie Chain, and that MacGyver. Private planes, Jaguars, Bentleys.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Seth Davis and folks over at The Athletic are reporting that McNeese State is closing in on hiring Will Wade. How about that? If Willie Wade becomes the next head coach at McNeese, how would you feel? How would you feel about that?
So
not rhetorical, by the way. And I do want, if you're listening, I do want your feedback. This is something I'm gonna circle back to.
Taking callers?
No, I'm not, I don't want to take calls, but I do want your feedback. So email me, tweet me, text the show. I really sincerely do want feedback. Muse, maybe we can even make this today's poll question about Will Wade. Like, what if Will Wade does become, like, how would you feel, you know, if you're an LSU fan, if Will Wade becomes McNeese coach?
It makes me so angry.
Really?
Yes, it does. I'm not angry at Will Wade. I'm angry at the situation, especially since you can pay guys like now.
You're not angry at the guy that was on a federal wiretap talking about paying a player?
No, because everybody was doing it. It's all good. Now it's legal and like whatever. So, you know, in hindsight, no, not angry at all. I'm angry at the situation that McNeese is going to be the best basketball school in the state. That makes me angry. They are going to be really, really good because he's a really good coach and a tireless recruiter and all that stuff. And, yeah, I'm angry.
If Matt McMahon starts winning, I think it mutes anything that Will Wade does.
It's fair.
But he's got to start winning. And when you have the double sort of gut punch is LSU had the type of year they did, which was miserable. And now if you see Will Wade jump back into coaching, and not just back into coaching, but in your state.
Yeah, right up the road.
You're just looking at him right there going, so I really think that's going to be the overwhelming feeling that LSU fans have. The tricky part is, I mean, it was just kind of known. I mean, the NCAA wanted their pound of flesh with Will, and they held the football stuff investigation over LSU's head until something happened with Will. And it was just like that was their leverage piece, and they were never going to stop until he was fired. And I kind of get it. It stinks. I'm with you, by the way, too. Like, I mean, the whole – y'all know how – look, I am the most extreme let players make money guy in the world. I'm all let them transfer whenever they want, let them get whatever they want in NIL. Like, I am so I'm not – I don't care that Will Wade was arranging deals to pay players at all. Good for him. Someone's willing to pay you for something, get your bag. I don't care. But it's the analogy I was given, speeding on the interstate. Everybody speeds on the interstate, but if you're speeding down the interstate and the cop pops you, you got to pay the ticket. Sorry. That's just what happened. You got popped.
Mad at the situation.
I am too. But
now we're talking about LSU basketball, though.
Okay, what you want to talk about?
I would like to talk about LSU basketball. So
I thought you said you didn't want to talk about LSU basketball.
Well, I mean, look, you know this about like I love
I know
LSU
you do.
basketball.
I know you
do. And I lock in and all that stuff. So what is the time frame, in your opinion, for relevancy?
You have to define relevancy.
I want to compete in the SEC.
Define compete in the SEC. Do you want to make the NCAA tournament?
Yes.
Because the thing
but I think competing in the SEC first. Like this SEC is a good league.
The SEC is going to be an 8-bid league. Half the league is getting in.
Right. So I want to be competitive in that. Like I want
You want to be in the tournament next year?
Yeah, when you go to
you can be in the tournament.
Play people, they go, oh, we got to get ready for LSU. Like
I think
these guys are good.
LSU can be in the tournament next year. In the transfer portal era with NIL, in basketball is different than any other sport. You're not building an 85-man roster. You give me scoring and length, you can be competitive. You can be in the tournament next year. You can. Now, the thing Matt McMahon has to prove is he can go recruit those guys to LSU. The tough part right now is you still don't know what sanctions could be coming, right? So you're going to recruit with a little unknown. But it's never been easier to turn something around year to year than now because of the portal and NIL.
What about the sanctions? Is there a timeline on that?
That's the NCAA can do whatever they want, man. That's what sucks. That is stupid. This has been lingering over this program now for 5 years.
That is so dumb.
It is. It's very dumb, and it's been lingering over this program.
Is it fair to say nothing's going to happen? I mean, is that a fair assumption?
Maybe. I mean, when you look at Kansas, Arizona, other schools that were in the mix, they had some self-imposed sanctions, lost some scholarships, some probation. But as far as coaches getting fired or postseason bans, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So, is that possible? Sure, it's possible.
Could you sanction? Could you punish a school for something that's now legal?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess you could. Huh? That'd be pretty crappy.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think they'll do that.
I
think
hope
we're
not.
good.
I hope so.
We're good. So who are we gonna go get?
What do you mean?
We need to get some rich folks to step up and just start paying fools. That's what we need.
Oh, you mean with players?
Yeah.
I think something that LSU needs to do, especially if you're looking at right now the uncertainty around the program, is you have to at least start by targeting people who might have some emotional tie. Maybe kids from look at what Brian Kelly did. Brian Kelly went and got dudes who played high school ball in Louisiana. Dudes from Louisiana that weren't offered by LSU or didn't come to LSU, went and played elsewhere, and brought them back home. Jark Bernard Converse, Joe Fouché, Greg Brooks. I mean, you all know the list. That's what Brian Kelly did. He wanted guys with ties to the state. I think Matt McMahon needs to do the same thing. Look at kids who are playing major college basketball or just, D1 basketball around the country who've been productive, who are from Louisiana, who you might be able to entice to come home and play for these three letters. I think that's where you got to start.
That's a good idea.
That's where you got to start.
That's a great idea.
You know what else is a great idea? If you have mold, you need to call Mold Zero. That is a great idea. Mold Zero USA. Mold-0USA.com. Call Jim Woodworth and the gang over at Mold Zero. Awesome people. You know, typically where you see mold on the ceiling, the walls, whatever the case may be, you pull back a chair, you see mold right there by an AC vent. What do? You think, oh, my God, do I have to call a mold remediation company? Do I have to cut sheetrock? No. Do I have to move furniture out of here? No, you don't have to do any of that. You just call Mold Zero. They'll come in, they'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog. You let the fog dissipate, boom,
done.
You're done. You're back in your home. It kills the mold, removes the odor, other pathogens. It's Mold Zero. Minimal disruption, and it takes care of it. Mold-0USA.com, servicing Greater Baton Rouge, Greater New Orleans. Go to the website, get the phone number there, the 225 or the 504, mold-0usa.com. All right, we're going to wrap up hour number 1 with Ask Ryan in just a second. I want your thoughts on LSU Samford this weekend. Final weekend before conference play. What are you looking for? I'm asking you.
Right now?
Yes, right now.
I thought that was a tease.
No, I'm asking you right now. Give me 60 seconds before we go to break and then wrap up the hour with Ask Ryan. I know you're just a little rusty. It's been a minute.
Another really strong outing from Skeens. Okay, looking forward to that. Tommy Tanks is getting hot. We're starting to see why he came here. He hit a ball the other day that opposite field that was just
3-run yak.
Oh my goodness.
Opposite field yak.
Can Gavin Dugas stay hot? Right. Just it's not something
so
that like we're not surprised because we've seen him do it before, but I mean he is a welcome addition right now. And then look. Trey Morgan with the cycle and all that stuff, get that guy going. LSU's in a really good spot right now. I'm just excited. I'm excited where they are.
Trey Morgan in left field.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Weird, huh?
Weird that Trey Morgan's playing in the outfield. It's weird. Ty Floyd's going to pitch on Saturday. Sunday, TBD. What do you think?
Well, TBD's good. I mean, he had a good first outing.
No. What do you think about the decision to move to pitch Floyd again on Saturday and to leave Sunday TBD?
So first off, Floyd may have, Skeens is really good. Floyd's right there behind him. It's like Floyd's good, bro. Got good stuff. Going to pitch in the major leagues. Whole deal. I like Floyd on Saturday. I hate the TBD. I think LSU have the arms where they could just give a guy a shot, give him that time but the player probably knows who's going to be pitching. I just hope it's not one of those like 2 inning.
Oh, I don't think so. I think he's deciding between either Thatcher Hurd, moving him finally into the weekend, or Chase Shores, who's been there.
So Hurd will be coming off of a good outing.
Who pitched on Monday.
Yep. And he'd be ready to go at that point on Sunday. Yeah. I think a closer has emerged too, which is a good thing. I love the mentality. Little, right?
Christian Little from Vanderbilt.
Just really done a great job on the back end of the bullpen. And I know that was a question going into the season. Like, we know what we got on the front end. Like, who's going to be the guy on the back end that we can trust with the ball? So
expectation is that was going to be Grant Taylor. And the injury obviously ended his season. But onward they go. LSU Samford, game 1 tonight, 6:30. Out of the box. All right, we'll knock out our final break here of hour number 1. Theriot's going to jet to go lose to Catholic in just a bit. But before he does that, we're going to do Ask Ryan. So get your questions in for Theriot. Email us, tweet us, text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan is next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Hudco Roofing. HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. That's us. Hudco Roofing.
Me and you.
HudcoRoofing.com. That is.
You and I.
You and me.
You and me.
Yeah.
We've been on roofs together.
You and I have been on roofs together.
We've inspected them.
I have not inspected a roof. I have gone up on a roof for photo ops.
We've talked sports on a roof before.
We have done that. And you talked about Santa Claus landing on roofs and stuff like that. And how when you have roof damage, when the sleigh lands and all that sort of stuff.
Reindeer, the hooves.
Yeah, the hooves from the reindeer. Yeah. 2 things about Hudco. Number 1, a lot of people have their scope of work. You've called your insurance company. You've gotten your approval paperwork. Some of you even have a check from the insurance company. If that's you, sweet. We can have a new roof for you done within 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Like, literally done.
Max.
The other thing, I keep mentioning this, but Ida. You have 2 years from the date of the storm to file your claim. So we're coming up on that. If you had or think you might have had roof damage to Ida, let us help. We'll come do a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. Go to HudcoRoofing.com, fill out the contact form. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I'm Chris Nakamoto, and here's what I'm working on for my stories on WBRZ Channel 2 tonight. A state trooper who was implicated in a doctor shopping investigation in North Louisiana appealed his suspension this week. He asked the State Police Commission to dismiss it, but they said no. During a hearing, we learned over a 73-day period, Trooper Michael Reichart obtained 270 Percocet pills, a powerful painkiller. State Police suspended him for 720 hours following the WBRZ's investigative unit's exposure of the story. I'm Chris Nakamoto from WBRZ. Watch more tonight on WBRZ Channel 2.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, wrapping up hour number one. We'll get to Ask Ryan here. Get your questions in. You know how to do it. You can email us, tweet us at Matt Moscona, or jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, or text 225-396-4400. 396-4400. 396-4400. Lots of ways to get it.
Yep. A lot of ways.
Greg Lehman, Ask Ryan. Man, being sick is the worst. Am I right?
Yep. It stinks.
Brandon Furot, Ask Ryan. How much do you charge for an autograph?
Nothing.
Reese Menard, Ask Ryan. How bad is Dunham going to lose to Catholic tonight?
I feel good about tonight. I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we got a lefty going. Hopefully we can get him off balance. Just make a few plays on defense, get some timely hits, you win the game, and that's part of it.
Brennan Thibodeau, Ask Ryan. Let's say Trey Morgan plays left. Who would you rather at first, Jared Jones or Cade Beloso?
Probably Beloso.
D.H. Jones?
Yeah.
And Joe Bear? Let's be clear. When Tommy White's ready to go, he's going back to third, and Trey Morgan's going back to first. Right?
Yeah, probably.
Austin M. Ask Ryan, what does Jared Jones need to do to get back in the lineup?
Not strike out.
Hit the baseball?
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, if he just doesn't strike out and hits the ball, he's probably good.
Yeah. Ask Ryan. This is Corey Ballas. Ask Ryan, is LSU a lock for Omaha?
Well, you can't be a lock. I think they got a really, really good shot. I expect them to be there for sure, but I wouldn't say a lock.
Greg Thompson, Ask Ryan. Tommy White or Gavin Dugas batting cleanup for the Tigers?
Right, Tommy.
That's where we got some like real questions today. It's
right,
kind of
Tommy.
bizarre.
Just because Tommy has that juice to all fields, and he's got really good hair. And he wears like multiple guards, like elbow guard, shin guard stuff, like a little swag.
Greg Dugas, Ask Ryan. Being the assistant to the head coach, does that make you the Dwight Schrute of Dunham?
I don't know who Dwight Schrute is.
From Office Space.
Office Space? I don't watch that.
No, The Office. My bad. The Office.
Yeah, I don't
The
watch
Office.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, Dwight.
Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, I got Dwight. I know Dwight. No, I'm the bench coach.
He was assistant to the regional manager, not the assistant regional manager. He was assistant to the regional manager.
I'm the bench coach. So, I mean, I have a job to do. He let me coach third one inning last game, though.
How'd you do?
We were losing by 15 runs. So
I thought you didn't want to coach in the field.
I don't want to coach on the field. I like to be right there. I like to be in the kids' ears. Just giving them.
What do you tell them?
You're the best. You're the best. Or you stink right now. Like you're really bad.
That's what you tell them.
It just depends.
Yeah.
If
they're good or if they stink,
or if I'm trying to make them angry.
Yeah.
Because I do that. I play head games. I'm a good coach, bro. Yeah, I'm a good.
It's all about the psychology of it.
Yeah. I'm good.
You're
I'm good when
coach.
I'm not.
Good coach on a team that lost 17-2 last night.
It's part of baseball, man. 3-game series.
Good job. Way to go. Way to go, coach. Way to go, Skip. Nice job.
I know when to hold them and know when to fold them, Matt.
Hour 2 coming up next.
AFR.
Brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. That's southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, they have the all-new electric ID4. That's the all-new electric SUV for everyone. If you can go to the website, southpointvw.com. You see right at the top of the page, there's a red button that says make your reservation. You can reserve your ID4 right now, but they've got them on the lot as well. If you've never test-driven an EV, go test drive the ID4 at South Point Volkswagen. Or if you're looking for a Jetta, a Passat. Had someone text last week, was looking for a first vehicle for his daughter, went and picked up a Tiguan. That's the compact SUV, safe, stylish, affordable, fun to drive. It's at South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. New and certified pre-owned. Shop them online and go and save. Airline just north of Highland or online at southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction?
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Theriot with HUDCoRoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Theriot and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, you can get 3.99% financing on select 2023 models, and as always, you will never pay over MSRP. We also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. After his third NFL season brought career highs in passing yards, touchdowns, completion percentage, and passer rating, the Dolphins pick up the fifth-year option on quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. He's now under contract for 2 more years. Patriots safety Devin McCourty announces his retirement today after 13 seasons, all in New England, including 3 Super Bowl titles. The Vikings cut wideout Adam Thielen today. The Minnesota native spent 10 years with the team, winding up third on their all-time career catches list behind only Chris Carter and Randy Moss. If Kevin Durant can't play again for the Suns until the playoffs, ESPN's Kendrick Perkins says Durant may not be a factor right away.
That's the highest level of basketball. And I'm not saying that Kevin Durant is not going to be ready, but you could have setbacks. We don't know. But at the end of the day, we know one thing about the Phoenix Suns is that they don't have a deep roster.
Kendrick Perkins on Get Up.
If you need to hire, then you need Indeed. The all-in-one hiring platform helps you schedule and conduct video interviews right from your employer dashboard. Finding your next great hire has never been more streamlined. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. If you're expecting to hear Theriot right now, apologies. He was here in hour 1, coaching Dunham baseball. So Dunham and against Catholic at 5 o'clock, so he had a jet. So Theriot in hour 1, if you missed it, you can obviously catch that on demand. However you get your podcast, just search After Further Review or on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Thanks so much for those who are watching on YouTube. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe up to the channel and smash that like button. We appreciate it greatly. Helps all of our shows with the algorithms and all that stuff. Okay, woke up today and saw even more movement with respect to the Saints quarterback situation. We know earlier this week the Saints made waves in free agency when they signed Derek Carr. It's been a big topic of conversation for all the reasons we've discussed many times over. Enter Diana Rossini from ESPN, who tweeted this morning, the New Orleans Saints have offered quarterback Jameis Winston a restructured deal to stay, per sources. Winston has until Wednesday to accept the offer because of the start of the league year, or he will be released. So, a couple of things to unpack here with that. I think we all largely have assumed that Jameis Winston was going to be a cap casualty. He would most definitely not be back under his previous deal. If he is on the roster at the start of the league year, his $12.8 million would become guaranteed, and that's just not going to happen for a backup. So we've all assumed that the Saints would either release Jameis and save $4.4 million against the cap with an outright release, or designate him as a post-June 1st release, which would save them $12.8 million against the cap. The caveat there is the $12.8 million doesn't become available to you until after June 1st. So the league year starts next week. You need to be, the Saints still have some $24 million in cap space they have to clear, then some to be able to sign free agents if you want, and sign your draft pick. So if you want to go be competitive and spend when the league year begins, you got to get within cap compliance and give yourself more space. It would be great if you could clear $12.8 million of Jameis Winston money before next Wednesday, but in order to do that, he has to agree to a restructured contract. Otherwise, you wouldn't get that money until June, available to you until June. So, a couple of things. Most obviously, the Saints have no intention of playing Jameis Winston. We learned that this past year. Jameis started the season. He was injured, foot, back injuries. We know what happened. They held him out week 4 of the game in London against the Vikings. Dalton started that game, and we were waiting on Jameis to get healthy again and sort of reassume his starting role, and it never happened. Jameis even said, I lost my job because I got injured. And he was a guy who was brought here by Sean Payton. Sean Payton is no longer the coach. It is just very clear Dennis Allen made his decision, and that's his prerogative. He's the head coach. Dennis Allen decided that Andy Dalton was going to be a starter, that Jameis Winston was not going to be his starting quarterback, and so he will never be the Saints starting quarterback as long as Dennis Allen is the coach. So if Jameis Winston wants to, he can agree to a restructured deal. He can stay in New Orleans and back up Derek Carr. That's his option. Or the Saints can cut him, and he can be a free agent and try to go get a better contract, better opportunity somewhere else. That's the options Jameis has right now. But what we know is if you bring Jameis back, you're not bringing him back to compete for any type of playing time. Derek Carr is your starting quarterback, and he should be your starting quarterback. But the other reason this makes sense for New Orleans to do it this way is because of the cap number. So follow me here. We'll unpack this a little bit. The only way the Saints could save that full $12.8 million is by cutting Jameis Winston but designating him a post-June 1 release, as we just talked about. So that money wouldn't become available to you against the cap until after June 1. So well into free agency and after the draft and all that sort of stuff. So it doesn't really help you now. You could cut him now and save $4.4 million against the cap, but there's way more savings to be had if you do it the other way. The only other option you have is having Jameis Winston agree to a new deal. He would essentially say, okay, we'll tear this one up, and you can sign me to a new contract. So you save that $12.8 million against the cap now. It's the only way you could do it now. If he agrees to a new deal now, you would save $12.8 million against the cap and structure whatever his new deal was to be team-friendly, kind of like they did with Derek Carr. So, but in order to do that, Jameis would have to understand that he's not going to ever have an opportunity to start. So if he wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, he's going to have to go test free agency. This really comes down to what does Jameis Winston want to do. But for the Saints, they would be perfectly fine, clearly, with Jameis Winston deciding he will tear up this contract and agree to a pay cut, effectively, to be the backup in New Orleans. That would benefit the Saints greatly, financially, and then also competitively, because Jameis would be your backup. Just go back a year ago. A year ago, you were in a situation where Jameis was your starter, and you unquestioned starter. You move Taysom Hill. Taysom and Jameis competed for it the year before. Jameis won the job. Got hurt. We know what happened going into this year. Unquestioned, Jameis was your starter. You brought in Andy Dalton to be the backup. He was just going to be a competent veteran backup. Well, Jameis got hurt. Dalton started. We know what happened. You are undeniably in a better spot this year if Derek Carr is your starter and Jameis is your backup. That's it. Carr-Winston is dramatically better than Winston-Dalton by any measurable. So competitively, if you're the Saints, you would love that. You love to have Carr-Winston affordably because regardless, you're going to need a backup quarterback. You're likely not going to re-sign Andy Dalton. Unless if he's willing to come back as a backup and just be in the role he was, $3 million, whatever, for a one-year deal and be a backup. But if you could save the money against the cap, have a younger, talented backup in Jameis behind Derek Carr, you're better at quarterback and you save the money. So I get why New Orleans is doing this, why they're going to Jameis saying, hey, how about we just keep you here? We tear up this deal, sign you to a lesser deal, you take a pay cut, and just sign on to be our backup. Now, he may tell him to kick rocks, and I wouldn't blame him for doing that. He may want to go test the market and see if there's an opportunity for him to go be a starter somewhere and to get more money than whatever the Saints may be willing to offer. But what's the old adage? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you're the Saints, at least take your swing, take your cut, take your hacks. See if Winston's willing to agree to a lesser deal and come and be your backup quarterback. So my guess is, and I don't know, it's not like I'm out here talking to Jameis Winston every day, but my guess is Jameis did the thing where he was willing to be the backup. That was behind Drew Brees. He wanted to sit and watch and learn how to be a pro, how to be a great starting quarterback, to mimic Drew Brees and his habits. And he was a consummate teammate through all of that. And unfortunately, injuries the last 2 years derailed his opportunity to be a starter, but I don't think that means Jameis Winston has no intention of being a starter anymore. So the market may be soft for him, but in New Orleans, he has no chance of even competing to be the starter. Maybe there's an opportunity somewhere else where he could go compete to be the starting quarterback. So that's the decision he'll have to make, and he'll have to make it before Wednesday. I would love to see Jameis back in New Orleans, obviously, because it would help the Saints against the cap at a lesser number, and you'd have a very competent, veteran, talented backup behind Derek Carr, as opposed to whatever else might be lingering out there, be it a rookie draft pick or some other free agent journeyman who you might just stick behind Derek Carr. Maybe it would even be Andy Dalton for another year. We'll see. But that's where this is right now. And the really big question for New Orleans over this weekend and before you get to Wednesday is going to be, how else do you free up this cap space? Because the Saints are going to have to free up about another $24 million to be within cap compliance. As it stands right now, and I'm looking at Spotrac, so I'll cite them, they have the Saints at $24.5 million right now over the cap. So they're going to have to clear $24.5 million between now and next Wednesday just to be within cap compliance. That doesn't even include the money that you would need to be able to sign free agents. If you want to sign David Onyemata, if you want to sign a receiver, if you want to agree to a deal with Michael Thomas, whoever it may go, you need to free up cap space to be able to do that. So Saints have some work to do before next Wednesday and the start of the new league year. Jameis Winston is officially on the clock. All right, it's after further review. We're glad that you're here with us. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, home of the Charlie's Dozen. Been telling you about the Charlie's Dozen, really just about everything Shawbills offers for years now. But, Mr. Charlie opened up Shawbills more than 50 years ago. The thing they were going to do was offer name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they were going to treat people like family and keep people coming back year after year after year by treating you like family. That's what they do at Shawbills, and that's what the Charlie's Dozen does. The Charlie's Dozen is a dozen benefits extended to you and your family when you use Shawbills. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. It's like free balancing, free tire rotation, free tire repair, a dozen benefits extended to your vehicle and every vehicle in your family when you buy your tires at Shawbills. So 18 locations in Louisiana. You can find the location nearest you. You can see the list of the Charlie's Dozen, the dozen benefits that we talk about all the time, like the TPMS reset, the 15-point vehicle checkup, the free air pressure checks, free alignment checks every 6 months, free balancing, free rotations for all household cars, a 30-day ride warranty on Michelin, BF Goodrich, Goodyear, Bridgestone, Firestone tires. It's all there for you. You can see it at the website at ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, it is after further review. Pretty cool thing coming to Tiger Stadium starting next week. It's a stadium golf tour. You can play golf in Tiger Stadium. I'm really intrigued how this is going to happen. So the guy in charge of all that is going to join us in about 15 minutes from right now. Muse will have Tigers in the pros later this hour. Because we missed it with Theriot last hour, when we come back, we'll go around the SEC. Kind of get you caught up here on what's going on in the SEC tournament as we stand 8:25 to go in this ball game. Tennessee leading Missouri 58-55. Missouri with the ball, trying to extend their stay in Nashville. We'll get you caught up on the SEC tournament and set the table for SEC baseball this weekend before conference play gets started next week. That's next here on AFR.
AFR.
Hey, it's a Friday in Lent, and a lot of people on Fridays in Lent, of course, are abstaining from meat. You're looking for that seafood option. How about crawfish? How about Rouse's? Remember, all 60 Rouse's locations have in-house boiling rooms, which means they are boiling crawfish there in-house, fresh, every day. So when you go to Rouse's and buy crawfish, buy their boiled crawfish, it was boiled there at Rouse's every single day. They also have live crawfish. So if you're having your own crawfish boil, you can buy your crawfish at any of the Rouse's locations. You go to Rouse's.com to find the location nearest you, Rouse's.com. Remember, also, they've got fried seafood options and other great seafood options. Just walk in to Rouse's, go to the left, you'll see the big seafood market. If you want to buy some tuna steak, some salmon, whatever your favorite fish or shrimp may be, you can take care of that. But Fridays, Saturdays, all throughout Lent, of course, you can get your fried seafood platter options as well at Rouse's. Go to Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Theriot with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Theriot and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Rolling along here on a Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Hey, quick reminder, of course, LSU Samford tonight, 6:30. As soon as the show ends, I'm jetting over to the Renaissance Hotel, something we promoted for the season opener, which was a Take Me Out to Tallulah. Wanted to introduce you to Tallulah, the restaurant bar inside the Renaissance Hotel right there on Bluebonnet. We had it set for the season opener, and because it was cold, they moved the game up to 3 o'clock, so we didn't get to have the event. Musso was still very upset about that. But so we moved the event to tonight. So we're excited about it at the Renaissance Hotel. Take Me Out to Tallulah. It's free events coming out. Rally Cap will be there with free beer samples. Our buddy Taylor Calandro will be there pouring whiskey samples, some top shelf stuff, some allocated whiskeys. You'll have food and drink specials at Tallulah, and they'll have 2 big projector screens showing the game inside and outside. So Take Me Out to Tallulah tonight at the Renaissance Hotel. So hopefully you can come join us tonight. If you're not doing anything, you're looking for something to do for the game, come watch the game with us over at the Renaissance tonight. All right, it's after further review. I got a question on the text line from Devin, who said, what if LSU has the first 2 picks in the MLB draft with Cruz, and Skeens. Has it ever happened before where one school had the first 2 picks overall? That would be wild and awesome. Not that I'm aware of that ever happening, but there's a very real possibility that could happen. I am certainly of the belief that Dylan Cruz is going to be the first collegiate position player taken. And I believe Paul Skeens has a great chance to be the first collegiate pitcher taken. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know everything about, a fireball and lefty from San Mateo in high school who could be the first. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, could there be scouts that value one of those high school guys or a high school dude with power at all fields? Maybe. And that guy could go number 1 overall. I just don't know. But I think both Skeens and Cruz have an opportunity to be the first pick overall. And you could certainly see a scenario where they go 1-2 in this draft. I think neither gets outside of the top 10. That feels like a certainty. But provided they stay healthy and all the things that we understand, right? Knock on wood. But they would certainly be in the top 10. That's been rarely seen. But as far as teammates going 1-2 in the baseball draft, not that I'm aware of, but we could do a little digging and see if that has ever happened. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. We do it every day about this time. Well, actually, we usually do it in hour number 1, but Theriot was here in hour number 1. So let's do it now. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama senior special assistant to the head coach, Sal Sinceri. Senior special assistant to the head coach, Sal Sinceri. He's been announced as Colorado's new defensive tackles coach, so he's joining Coach Prime's staff there in Boulder. Sinceri, it was in the midst of his second stint at Alabama. He was there from 2009 to 2011, rejoined the program in 2019. Last season was moved to an off-field role. Now is going to Colorado as an on-field coach again. Sal Sinceri headed to Boulder.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
One of the biggest storylines to monitor for Kentucky as they head into the postseason is the health of their guards. Cason Wallace, C.J. Frederick, Severe Wheeler have been injured. Wallace and Frederick both went through full practice on Thursday. Wheeler, however, did not practice. So Wallace has started all 29 games that he's played in as a freshman. He's been injured. He's had an ankle injury. Frederick has been battling a rib injury, and Wheeler also has an ankle injury. Kentucky will open the SEC tournament in Nashville Friday night against Vanderbilt. Wallace and Frederick both went through a full practice on Thursday and are expected to play. All right, let's get you caught up on the SEC basketball tournament and what happened. Of course, yesterday, Mississippi State beat Florida in overtime, 69-68. Tennessee ousted Ole Miss in what was a beautiful uniform game, by the way. If you didn't see it, check the photos. Auburn and Arkansas tangled with Arkansas beating Auburn 76-73. And then the nightcap, we know, LSU season came to an end with the loss against Vanderbilt. So that set the stage for today's games there at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Tennessee is beating Missouri right now. I'm sorry, forgive me. Missouri's taking the lead. 5:06 to play in the ballgame. It's 65-64. Missouri beating Tennessee. Missouri with a defensive rebound and a little bit of a run out there. So we'll keep you posted on that game. After this game goes final, Arkansas will play Texas A&M. Vanderbilt will play Kentucky. And the first game of the day, which has already gone final, was Alabama throttling Mississippi State 72-49. As we look around the league tonight in baseball, last weekend before the start of conference play, some games already in action. Missouri is beating NJIT, which I can only assume is the New Jersey Institute of Technology, 6-0. Kentucky up on Southern Illinois 3-0. Arkansas beating Louisiana Tech 5-0 there in the top of the fifth. And just underway, Georgia and Charleston Southern, no score. Vanderbilt hosts, is that Loyola Marymount? I would guess, LMU. Tennessee's going to host Morehead State. Florida hosts Siena. Bama hosting Columbia. Mississippi State hosting Lipscomb. Auburn hosts Southeastern. Texas A&M hosts Northern Kentucky. South Carolina hosts Bethune-Cookman. LSU, as we know, against Sanford, and Ole Miss hosting Purdue this weekend there in Oxford. There you have it. That is Around the SEC presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products. GCOPnet.com, GCOPnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. That's what you always get at Gulf Coast Office Products. Official office equipment provider of the LSU Tigers, the New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, and the ULL Raging Cajuns. All right, y'all, it is after further review. We're glad you're with us here. I do want to talk at the start of next hour about the LSU basketball season coming to an end, how Matt McMahon looks forward. Listen, I readily understand. A lot of you disengaged with this season a long time ago, and I don't blame you. This team started 11-1. They beat Arkansas to start SEC play. They were at 12-1. Arkansas at the time was ranked 9th in the country. There was a lot of feel-good, and then LSU lost 14 in a row. And in the midst of that losing streak, we all understood the reality that they were facing. There was going to be no postseason, and it was all about Matt McMahon building this program for the future. Well, now that officially begins with the season ending last night. So I do want to talk a little bit about that as we start next hour. We will preview LSU and Samford this weekend out at the box. Interestingly, Jay Johnson has listed his Friday, Saturday starters. We know it's going to be Paul Skeens tonight, Ty Floyd in Game 2. Game 3 is TBD. My feeling there is he's going to give the ball to Thatcher Hurd. And I think there's a really good possibility or probability that happens, that Hurd gets his opportunity. Remember, Hurd was the midweek guy, so and we talked about it then, that it felt like they were setting up for him to pitch that Tuesday in Austin. Threw against Texas. Then, of course, last week, LSU played a 4-game weekend, so he went from a Tuesday to a Monday this week, and then potentially this weekend against Sunday. So each week he would have moved up a day, moving him into the rotation. Jay Johnson's been honest. Like, for this team to get where they want to go, they need Thatcher Hurd to pitch on the weekend and to throw meaningful games for LSU. And this seems like the most obvious opportunity for him to get into the weekend rotation before LSU heads to College Station. So we'll talk about that coming up a little bit in hour number 3 as well. Okay, it's after further review. But I got a quick break. Cool thing coming to Baton Rouge into Tiger Stadium next week. You can play golf in Tiger Stadium. The dude that's putting it all on is going to join us next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Take me out to Tallulah. Coming up right when we get off air today. I'm getting out of here, going over to the Renaissance Hotel. Tallulah is the restaurant inside the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet that you've heard me talk about. Amazing chef-inspired menus. Chef Jason Hebert over there. It is casual, upscale dining. Don't think of it as just a dining hall inside of a hotel. It is a awesome restaurant that is both delicious and affordable, great ambiance as well. So tonight, take me out to Tallulah. If you want to experience Tallulah, I'll be there. Come hang out. I'll be slinging Hudco hats. Rally Cap will be there with free beer samples. Taylor Calandro will be there with free whiskey samples. There will be drink and food specials all night long. 2 big projector screens showing the LSU Samford game. So indoor, outdoor on the terrace. There'll be a screen outside as well. So come hang out, enjoy a beautiful evening in Baton Rouge. Let's watch the baseball game. Let me introduce you to Tallulah inside the Renaissance Hotel. Take me out to Tallulah tonight, 6:30 for LSU Samford at the Renaissance Hotel.
What the? Is that a skag? You've got to be kidding me. Look at those stripes. Oh, and that comfy seat. It's like he's riding on a cloud. We get it, Gary. Your stripes look perfect.
The moment you know you want a skag. Skag. Simply the best.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off new 2022 Ram 1500s. 2022 Ram 1500 trucks on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
We were at Oliver Twist on Wednesday, and Muse and some of the other folks there were talking about playing golf in Tiger Stadium. I had no idea what the hell they were talking about. Then I got this email from LSU Sports Information, and this actually looks really stinking cool. You can play golf in Tiger Stadium. It's Stadium Golf. I guess this is starting next week. It's the Stadium Golf Tour. Instead of me talking about it, let's bring the guy on who's setting this whole thing up. His name is Michael Wiggins with the Stadium Golf Tour. He's good enough to join us for a couple of minutes. Michael, appreciate it. How are you?
Great, Matt. Thanks for having us on.
Our pleasure. So I'm looking at the map of Tiger Stadium, and I'm oversimplifying it, but the greens are all on the field, and there's tee boxes all over the stadium. Like, what? Simplify this for me.
Well, I think you just broke it down pretty well. We have a clubhouse. You see where I sent that over? I know it was the last minute for you to take a look at it, but we set up different tee boxes all around the stadium, and you play your 9 holes. If you're on the first hole, you'll put it to a certain flag that's on the green. So we're going to give you balls. You go over there and you get to hit the balls towards the hole. It's outlined. We cut it into the grass there.
Oh, man.
If you're on the outline of the green, inside the green, give yourself a par. If you're inside the 10-foot circle we have around the hole, give yourself a birdie. And if you hit it in the hole, of course, that's a hole-in-one, but that gets expensive because you'll have to buy everybody a drink.
So wait, I'm looking at, so the first hole, you mean to tell me the golfers will go up to the east upper, section 642, and so this isn't like a wiffle ball. You're going to hit an actual golf ball. Is there like a turf mat or something up there that'll act as the tee box?
Absolutely. We have stage decks that we put up there with turf on them. With field turf, and you go ahead and we have on the tee right there, we give you the distance and adjust it for the elevation, and you'll hit on that one. And you can, we don't condone gambling, but we don't frown on gambling. If you want to bet your buddies as to who's going to win.
I love it. This might be the only way in Louisiana you can play a course with elevation. Is anybody or would I actually pull out a driver inside of Tiger Stadium, or is this, are these irons? This is iron play.
This is, they're basically between about 90 and 150 when you adjust for the elevation. So we provide all the clubs. So you just bring your golf glove, and we'll provide it. We'll give you the elevation, from the elevation, we'll give you the adjusted yardage, and we have 8, 9 pitching wedge and sand wedge there for you to pick between to go ahead and hit them onto the green there.
Okay.
So that's enough club for everybody to reach, and my insurance company frowns on anybody bringing a driver.
Can you imagine someone just bombing all the way through the stadium? I would actually really love to do that. So what's the golf competency level here? Like if someone's a first timer or is not very good, like could they get around and play a little bit here, or like is this for higher level golfers, like a certain handicap maybe?
No, it's really for anyone. You're out there just to have fun, and if you take 3 swings at a ball, even if you're a low level golfer, there's a fairly good chance that one of them is going to get down there. And it's strictly for fun. We have first time golfers. If somebody's spouse doesn't play golf, you can buy a companion pass and walk around and enjoy a beer or a malt beverage as you walk around and just enjoy the day and see what everybody's doing. It's more for fun, to give you a chance to tour the stadium and see the stadium like you've never seen it before.
Absolutely.
If you see over there on one of the holes there, you'll see that we go from one side of the stadium to the other. We're actually going to take you on the Tiger Walk that the team takes into the stadium, and you'll pop down into the locker room, go past the media room and all the national championship trophies that are in the case down there as well.
So you'll come out. They'll come out through the tunnel, like under the wind bar.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty incredible. So, all right. So and Michael Wiggins is with us, Stadium Golf Tours, playing golf inside of Tiger Stadium. It's a 9-hole course the way they've set it up. You can go to lsusports.net and see more, or is it stadiumgolftour.com? Stadiumgolftour.com as well. How long will it presumably take someone to play 9 holes?
It would be about an hour and a half, hour 45, but we don't have a marshal chasing you around. So you can fall out of line, have a drink, sit in the stands, and watch other people hit.
Okay.
And then go to the next hole. So you play at your own pace.
Okay. I love the fact that this is not super, like, regimented.
No. The whole idea is to enjoy something that you love in a different way. And you'll get to see parts of the stadium that perhaps you don't get to see on game day when you go in there. And it's also really a very interesting thing to go into a stadium when it's not full. So we're going to be about 101,000 people short.
Yeah, no doubt.
At any given time. And we have people. So there'll only be about 1,000 people there at any given time. So you've got plenty of time. We have a clubhouse where you're able to do a longest drive. Since you want to hit a driver, Matt, we have longest drive in there into a simulator. Okay. And we can gear it to lie for you if you want us to. So,
no, believe me, I'm not winning any longest drive competitions. I would desperately need you to lie if I was going to do that. And I'm assuming here that the elevators and all will be all working and functioning. I don't think we're expecting everybody to walk up ramps all the way up to the top of Tiger Stadium.
No, we have elevators, and the fine people that man the elevators on game day will be there helping us out as well.
Okay.
And when you get to the clubhouse, you just check in there. You'll hear your name called by the starter. You'll go over, and then after you hit off the first tee, you go ahead and play at your own pace.
Okay.
And when you come back, you can go into we have warm-up nets. If you feel like you need to warm up, you can hit into some nets to warm up. When you're done with your rounds, you can come back to the clubhouse. There's food and drinks there for you to purchase. Along with the long drive, we also have a putting challenge and a chipping challenge. And we also have a closest to the pin on another simulator.
So you get 20. I'm looking. You get 27 golf balls. So you get to take 3 swings per hole, or is it just if you need a mulligan?
Well, you can take 3 swings. We recommend you use all 3 on that, but if you get frustrated and hit 5, you can also buy another 10 balls.
Okay.
On the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're talking March 16th through the 19th. So what's that? Is that Thursday?
Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
And we start at 7 in the morning, and our last tee time is 9 o'clock at night. So and when we did our walkthrough, it's pretty cool to be in an empty Tiger Stadium with the lights on and hitting golf balls onto the field.
That seems like that would be the ideal scenario. Pretty cool. So I would assume this isn't a walk-up thing. People will have to reserve their tee time?
If there's slots available, you can walk up, and we can usually fit you on. And because we have tee times every 4 minutes, so you'll be able to slide in. And
the novelty of this is really cool. All right, so starting next Thursday, is it best that people go to lsusports.net or stadiumgolftour.com to reserve their tee time?
If you go to lsusports.net, it'll take you right to your ticket packages that you buy.
Okay.
Going to ours, you can go to our website if you just want some more facts and figures and see where we're going next. If you want to follow us around the country like a deadhead, you can do that as well.
I'm looking at lsusports.net. Paul, if you want to pull up my screen real quick, if you're on the main page and you just scroll down, you'll see past the team store. There it is right there. Play in Tiger Stadium, and you'll see all the info you need right there and how you can select your date and the add-ons and all the info you need if you want to book to play the Stadium Golf Tour. Pretty cool. Starts next Thursday. So next Thursday through Sunday, if you want to play golf in Tiger Stadium. Pretty cool novelty. It would be I think probably a really good gift as well, man. So cool stuff. Michael, we appreciate the time. Best of luck in your travels, and hope everything goes really well next week.
Thanks, Matt. I hope to see you out there.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. We appreciate it. Michael Wiggins from Stadium Golf Tour. Yeah, I was looking at their website, and so they've got, let me see. I had it here. My apologies. They're at the University of Texas. They're at, I think, Kentucky. Here it is. Stadium Golf Tour. LSU, Texas, Florida, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Wisconsin are the ones that they show on their website right now. So go play golf in all these football stadiums, which is a pretty cool novelty. I like novelties. I think that's pretty cool. We've talked about that plenty of times before. I like watching novelty games, like when they play hockey in football stadiums and stuff like that. So to go play golf in Tiger Stadium, I think that's really cool. So I'm going to have to get out there at some point next week or next weekend. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for being here. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Amuse is going to have Tigers in the Pros coming up. If you're expecting Theriot right now, apologies. But Theriot had to coach baseball today, so he was here in hour 1. So if you missed Theriot in hour 1, you can go catch that on demand. All right, let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. Amuse will have Tigers in the Pros. Don't move.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Pluckers Nicholson. Bluebonnet. Dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice cold, draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's Pluckers. I want to remind you, of course, you got Conference Championship week coming up. You need a place to watch all your Conference Championship games. You can do it at Pluckers. Next Thursday, this coming Thursday, 6 days away, kickoff of the NCAA tournament. Our full lineup will be at Pluckers on Bluebonnet all day. So, I was talking to Steve last night. If you want to get out and watch OTB at Pluckers, they'll open it up. They're not going to have the kitchen open, but they will open up Pluckers. We'll make sure we have donuts and coffee and juice and all that stuff. If you want to come out, totally complimentary. But you want to come hang out at Pluckers to watch OTB, Hunt Palmer Show, AFR, watch a full day of college basketball if you're playing hooky. No better place to do it than at Pluckers, and we'll be there all day on Thursday, so hopefully you come out and join us and take in all of our shows. That's at Pluckers. We'll be at the Bluebonnet location next Thursday. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it, They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Theriot with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Theriot and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
All right, let's say
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, Muse will have Tigers in the pros, but there is significant breaking news that transpired just as we were talking about playing golf in Tiger Stadium, which was a fun convo, but this is way more significant than playing golf in Tiger Stadium. Per Ian Rappaport, major draft shakeup. Sources say the Bears trading the number 1 overall pick to the Panthers in exchange for big-time compensation, including multiple first-rounders. Chicago loads up, lands at number 9, while Carolina can draft its quarterback of the future. So, Ian Rappaport had it first. Bears trade back. Panthers now have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. That deal is done. We now know the terms of the deal as well. Schefter had the terms of the deal. Do you think Schefter and Rappaport, that they, colluded on this beforehand? Like, Rappaport's like, all right, look, I'll break the news of the trade. But you get to do the compensation.
I hope that's what happened, honestly. He's like, look, Shefty, I'm going to put it on a tee for you, too.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's some quality.
It's going to be big.
Big-time compensation.
I'm hearing big-time compensation, and you come up right a minute later, come back with all the compensation. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. I don't know how they work all that. Anyway, here's the compensation. So the Panthers, they swapped their first-round picks this year, obviously. So the Panthers go up to 1. The Bears get number 9, right? So that's the pick swap. The Panthers also send number 61 this year, so a second-round pick, next year's 1 and next year's 2, along with wide receiver DJ Moore. So in exchange for moving up 8 spots to number 1 overall, the Panthers give up this year's 2, next year's 1, next year's 2, and wide receiver DJ Moore. 3 picks and their number 1 wide receiver. So not only do the Bears load up on a whole bunch of assets, but they also get a true number 1 receiver for Justin Fields. You can never really grade a trade until you see how the assets are used and if those assets materialize. But if the Panthers draft Bryce Young or whomever it may be at number 1 and they hit on their franchise quarterback, no one's ever going to be upset about what they gave up. If the Bears end up using all of this draft capital to remake their roster around Justin Fields and become a contender, they're never going to be upset about giving up their number 1 pick. Essentially, what the Bears have done, though, has said we're committing to Justin Fields. So this is massively significant for us here because obviously the Carolina Panthers are in the NFC South. So we've talked about every team taking a different tact to how they're trying to rebuild their roster. Carolina just went all in for the number 1 pick. The Saints are just bebopping along, trying to win now and refusing to do the teardown. Tampa is going into full dump teardown mode and essentially punting this season and playing for the future. The Falcons, we'll see what they do. They kind of already had their purge. They got rid of Matt Ryan. They got rid of Julio Jones. They drafted Desmond Ridder. Do they feel like he's the franchise? It feels like there's still a lot to remain to be seen with Atlanta with what they do in the draft this year. But pretty clear what Carolina's doing. They're taking their home run swing right now at a guy who they think can be their franchise for the next decade plus. And we'll see who that is on draft day. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Traction, where champions are made. That's Traction Sports. TractionSports.com. Get on into Traction if your son or daughter wants to be their best, the best version for their athletic, for their sport, whatever it may be. Traction can help them get there. Traction Sports Performance. If you want to get bigger, faster, stronger, train at Traction. You want specific sports skill training? Traction has that as well for you. They got a great membership model, which is incredibly affordable. I was surprised when I sat down with Mac Chuley. We talked about the numbers. He said, we want to make this affordable for everybody. So it's 4 sessions, 8 sessions, or unlimited sessions per month for your son or daughter. Small group training with athletes in their age group and their skill set, their skill level, working with the trainers that train the pro athletes that come through Traction. It's incredible. You got to learn more at TractionSports.com, TractionSports.com. Traction, where champions are made. Okay, Muse. Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
Odell Beckham Jr. held a workout in Arizona today for NFL teams. Of course, Odell, 13 months removed from an ACL that he tore in the Super Bowl. Did not play at all this season. Did have some free agent meetings with the Giants, Cowboys, and Bills. The Giants were among the teams expected to be in attendance today. We'll see how it goes for Odell Beckham. If anything comes out of this, he is almost the crown jewel of a pretty weak wide receiver class, although Adam Thielen now all of a sudden in that class as well for free agency this year. But we'll keep you posted on Odell. NBA action last night. Tari Eason fell 1 bucket shy of a double-double. 10 rebounds, 8 points. He added a steal, an assist, and a block in 27 minutes off the bench, and another loss for the Houston Rockets. Cam Thomas, despite the Nets' best efforts to tank, Cam's still trying to win basketball games. It's not working. He's still trying to win, though. 26 minutes off the bench, 21 points for Cam Thomas last night. Complemented it with 4 rebounds, did the former Tiger. Spring training baseball yesterday. Aaron Nola. Not his best effort.
Shut up, Muse.
3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. The Phillies did get the win, though. I'll make it up to you here momentarily. Kevin Gausman got the start for the Toronto Blue Jays. He shoved 3 2/3 shutout, 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 2. The Blue Jays beat the Braves 3-1. Sorry, Paulie. It's just spring training, doesn't count. Austin Nola had a fantastic day yesterday. 2 for 4, both singles. Also drew a walk and scored a run. Nola hitting .353 so far in spring training. Way to go, man. See if the Padres can make a little noise, get back to the LCS this year. And finally, at the Players' Championship, Sam Burns finished up yesterday with a 4-under-68. Was in the morning wave today. Much tougher conditions, windy out there at TPC Sawgrass. In with a 2-over-74 today. So Sam Burns sits at 2 under for the tournament. He's easily through to the weekend, tied for 20th, but currently sits 6 shots off of the lead. That is Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Gentlemen, when it's time to pop the question, the only place to go is Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. They've been helping Baton Rouge get engaged for more than 30 years, and nobody has a better selection of gorgeous diamonds than Lee Michaels. 2 locations in Baton Rouge, corporate in Bocage, and in the Mall of Louisiana. Always online at lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, it's after further review. Each team in the NFC South, man, taking dramatically different approaches to their rebuild. I'm curious your thoughts on this this Panthers-Bears trade. Let me know. You can email us, tweet us, jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, or text in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. LSU basketball season came to an end last night. Will Wade could be headed to McNeese. We'll talk a little bit about that when we come back after the top of the hour. We'll get more of your reaction to the big trade in the NFL. Stay here.
AFR.
Let me remind you about Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. As we head into spring, this is a great time to remind you about Relief Windows and their energy-efficient replacement windows. As the temperatures start to go up, it's 85 degrees yesterday. As we continue to see the temperatures rise, you know what's going to happen. Humidity, your AC's kicking on, it's working overtime. Don't cost yourself money with costly air leaks. If those windows aren't properly sealed, if they're not insulating your home, then your AC's got to work overtime to keep your home cool. In time, these energy-efficient windows will end up paying for themselves by lowering your monthly energy bills and increasing your home's resale value. Think of it as an investment into your home. Use that tax refund to invest into your home with energy-efficient replacement windows from Relief Windows. Look them up online at reliefwindows.com. That's reliefwindows.com.
I'm Chris Nakamoto, and here's what I'm working on for my stories on WBRZ Channel 2 tonight. A state trooper who was implicated in a doctor shopping investigation in North Louisiana appealed his suspension this week. He asked the State Police Commission to dismiss it, but they said no. During a hearing, we learned over a 73-day period, Trooper Michael Reichart obtained 270 Percocet pills, a powerful painkiller. State Police suspended him for 720 hours following the WBRZ's investigative unit's exposure of the story. I'm Chris Nakamoto from WBRZ. Watch more tonight on WBRZ Channel 2.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Moon Griffon is back. The voice of Louisiana politics makes his return to Baton Rouge. Catch the Moon Griffon Show weekdays from 9 to 11 a.m. on Talk 107.3.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Bears trade the number 1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft to the Carolina Panthers. In return, Chicago gets the 9th overall pick, 2 second-round picks, a first pick next year, and wideout DJ Moore. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy had surgery today on a torn ligament in his right elbow. He got hurt in the first quarter of the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. He should be able to start throwing in about 3 months. So what will the Jets do if they don't get Aaron Rodgers? Peter King from Football Morning in America believes Jimmy Garoppolo could be their next target.
Garoppolo will get a lot of attention early on, but and I'm sure the Jets are going to want to know the answer from Aaron Rodgers no later than Sunday night.
Peter King on KJ and Max. Georgia Tech fires basketball coach Josh Pastner today after 7 years with the Yellow Jackets.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier to help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. 1 hour from right now, jetting out of here, heading over to Tallulah inside the Renaissance Hotel. Hopefully y'all will come join. We'll watch the LSU baseball game tonight. We'll hang out. We'll have beer from Rally Cap. Taylor will be there pouring top shelf whiskey samples, all free. Come hang out. They will have food and drink specials at the restaurant and bar as well. If you want to eat and drink, you can do that there. Tallulah inside the Renaissance Hotel. Looking forward to Take Me Out to Tallulah tonight to watch some LSU baseball and introduce y'all to a great spot in Baton Rouge. We will circle back here just a minute to the gigantic news of the day. You heard it there in SportsCenter at the top of the hour. The Chicago Bears have traded the number 1 overall pick in next month's draft to the Carolina Panthers. So this becomes massively important for the Saints and the NFC South as Carolina is going all in for their future. They traded Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers. In so doing, recouped a haul of picks. They got a second-round pick this year, a third-round pick this year, a fourth-round pick this year, and next year's fifth-round pick. So 4 picks in total, 3 for this coming draft. And then they turned around and used some of their draft capital to move up with Chicago, to trade up with the Bears to go to number 1 overall to presumably get the quarterback to get their franchise quarterback. Swapping picks 1 and 9, sending a 2 this year. Next year's 1 and 2. DJ Moore as well in that draft haul. So we're in that trade package. So the Bears get a ton of assets to go down 8 spots. Carolina gets the opportunity to draft their quarterback, and of course they have a bunch of assets they got in the McCaffrey trade already. So Carolina positioning itself to make a run not for 2023, but through 2033, presumably. We'll get to that here in just a second. LSU basketball last night saw their season come to an end, losing to Vandy in the SEC basketball tournament. Here was Coach Matt McMahon on the loss to Vanderbilt last night.
Congratulations to them on the win tonight. I thought our players as a whole, we came down this week, or came here to Nashville. I thought we competed. I thought we were more connected on the defensive end of the floor for the most part. But unfortunately, just in credit to Vanderbilt's defense, we were unable to score the ball efficiently enough today to give ourselves a chance to win.
Let's be real. None of us really care very much about what happened last night. I don't mean to dismiss or diminish the effort that the young men on the team gave. I think by and large, this fan base disengaged with this team sometime in January. After that late December win against Arkansas, feeling pretty good. And from there, it was faceplant city, and they didn't get off the mat. So you finished dead last in the SEC. There was no expectation going to Nashville. They won a game great, and now they're home, and Matt McMahon looks forward to the future, which is where the conversation has to go. It's assess what happened this year and figure out a plan moving forward, how to make sure a year like this doesn't happen, and you start to see the progress, not just with the team, with the program. Matt McMahon recapping his first season.
Clearly disappointed in the overall result of the season. You asked me, one of the first questions when I was blessed to get to take this job, what are your goals? My goal's the same every year. I want to help our players and our team max out and become the best we're capable of being. And whether that's 15 wins, 18 wins, or 31 wins. And I don't think we were able to get that accomplished this year. And that's clearly my responsibility. But I also, there's the reality. Also, I'm well aware, and I'm not an excuse maker. I don't blame anybody or complain. The reality is we didn't take over for the 22-win LSU team that went to the NCAA tournament. We took over a program in crisis, 0 players, 0 signees. We really had to start at ground zero and try to put a team together and do our best moving forward.
It's the first time that I've heard Matt McMahon say that, because during the season it doesn't do you any good, obviously, to mention the circumstances. But he's right, and we've talked about it a bunch. And what you put on the floor this year was not a talented basketball team. KJ Williams was your best player, and in order to win in the SEC at the highest level, he would have needed to be LSU's 4th best player. And that's why you had just a major problem. I could go through all the things. They need rim protection. They need length. They need shooters. They need a lot. That's why you won 2 league games. I could also look and say, and I went back and checked today in the preseason win total projections by the sports books, LSU was projected to win 18 games this year. To win 8 league games this year. That would have had them right on the cusp of the NIT, which is something we talked about would be a really solid year one. If you could find a way to get to about 8 conference wins, 7, 8 conference wins, maybe get into the NIT, like Wade did in his first year. But when you assess it, Will Wade inherited a terrible situation as well. The last year under Johnny Jones, they won 2 league games. But that team had Tremont Waters on it, who was a pro. Had Skylar Mays on it, of course, playing in the NBA. Your entire backcourt were NBA players on that team. And yet, look, you had some. I mean, Dwop Reith was your best big on that team. I mean, you had guys like Jeremy Combs and Randy Onwasser. I mean, there was a lot of, gap. You just plug in the gap with a piece of bubble gum. Put your finger in the dike type thing on that team. But they managed to get to the NIT because they had some really good players. This team didn't have really good players. So I think moving forward, Matt McMahon, especially with the unknown around this program, with respect to the NCAA stuff, your best bet is going to be to go recruit players that have ties. Do what Brian Kelly did. Recruit players that have ties, an emotional tie to this place. Recruit kids from Louisiana who either weren't offered by LSU or chose to go somewhere else that may have an opportunity to come back and play for LSU. That might be your best bet for the 2023-2024 season. And I don't need to get into naming names. Just do a Google. You know a lot of them. Just do a Google search. Kids from Louisiana who didn't come to LSU. They're playing major college basketball elsewhere. And maybe there's an opportunity to get some of those guys back home. Brian Kelly did it beautifully. He went and got Joe Fouché and Greg Brooks and Jark Bernard Converse and, just went and found guys that had an emotional connection here and wanted to come home and play here and was able to build a really solid roster around those guys who were experienced veteran college football players who knew how to win and had been through a lot of the battles. I think Matt McMahon is going to have to do something very similar this year. That's where I would start. Now, if the NCAA stuff gets done and you can wipe your hands clean of it and you have a clean slate and you can go recruit knowing what you're up against, or maybe you're free and clear, it makes the job that much easier. But recruiting guys with Louisiana ties, I think, is going to be a major part of Matt McMahon rebuilding this roster for next year, and then you're laying a foundation to move forward through it. One more from Matt McMahon, though. He was asked, given the very disappointing season, were there positives that he would take away?
We'll take quite a few positives from the year. Number one, I'm excited and thrilled about the opportunity to coach at LSU. It was a privilege getting to watch KJ Williams come in and be an all-SEC player. There were moments, the comeback at Wake Forest, largest comeback since 1996 at LSU, the home win against Arkansas. But at the end of the day, didn't get the job done at the level I would have liked to have gotten it done, and we'll learn from it and look forward to moving into the future.
And complicating things further is the news that that came out today. The Athletic was the first to report that Will Wade is closing in on becoming the next head coach at McNeese State. So y'all all know Will was fired last March. After he was charged by the NCAA with a notice of allegations, charged with 5 Level 1 and 2 Level 2 violations. It has long been my assumption that Will Wade would end up getting a show cause as a result of all this. I'm also going to go ahead and assume now that if McNeese is going to hire him, they know that's not going to happen, which is stunning because, Bruce Pearl got a show cause for having a barbecue at his house with some players. But the NCAA as well, always they can do what they want. And I can't see McNeese hiring Will Wade if there was the threat of a show cause. I do believe LSU fans would have a very difficult time with this. Did we make that our poll question? How did you word it, Muse, if you wouldn't mind? Crack the mic a little bit.
I just said, how would you feel about Will Wade as the McNeese State head coach? I gave options: good with it, disappointed, upset/mad, or other. And good with it is leading at 63.5%.
Wow, okay. What was the other ones then?
Disappointed, upset/mad.
The numbers.
13% disappointed, 13.5% disappointed, 10% upset mad, 12.5%.
Okay, wow. I wouldn't have thought that. I think maybe what you'll end up having is a very vocal minority then, the people who will be upset about that. And maybe it's just the way people are interpreting the question is, would they be upset with Will coaching at McNeese, which I don't think people would be upset with that, but more upset with the fact that he's not the coach at LSU.
LSU, right.
Is maybe where more of the emotion will be. But I tell you, it'll make Matt McMahon's job tougher if Will Wade ends up at McNeese, because as he goes through this rebuild, you're going to be looking right down the road at the guy you had who had made it to 3 straight, would have been 4 straight tournaments, but not for COVID. But look, man, Arizona, Kansas, both of those programs have gone through their situation and not gotten any type of postseason ban. The NCAA needs to bring some finality to this thing for LSU. However it's going to go, there needs to be finality so the program can move on. And that needs to happen sooner than later. It needed to happen 2 years ago. But here LSU continues dangling in the wind. All right, basketball season comes to an end. We will, in about 15 minutes, talk some LSU baseball as Tigers have their final weekend series before the start of conference play. Samford is at the box. First pitch an hour and 15 minutes from right now. We'll get to that coming up here shortly. When we come back, the Saints have added an assistant coach. They've re-signed a special teamer, but the gigantic news today in the NFL is the Carolina Panthers have made a trade with the Chicago Bears for the number 1 overall pick. How does that reset the NFC South We'll continue reacting to that next on AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You can go to getgordon.com or follow Gordon on any of the social media platforms. They're at Get Gordon. That's at Get Gordon. I love the video that's up right now that you can see. They did a video with Tiger track and field All-American Sean Squirrel Burrell, which is hilarious as he's running errands throughout the Gordon McKernan offices and doing so with his patented track speed. So check it out at Get Gordon. Love to see the Gord father doing all these NIL deals and having so much fun with the creative component of as well on all the social platforms. So check it out at Get Gordon on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, at Get Gordon. You know where to go. And you can always go to getgordon.com. Look, if you've been in an accident, it's not your fault. You need representation. You need Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, helping the people of Louisiana, injured people in Louisiana, for more than 30 years. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Theriot with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Theriot and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we're going to talk some baseball in the next segment, so don't go anywhere. We should have the lineup posted by then for LSU and Samford Game 1. We know it'll be Paul Skeens on the bump Game 1. It'll be Ty Floyd Game 2. TBA Game 3, but I'm assuming that's going to be Thatcher Hurd on Sunday, but we'll see how the weekend plays out. If you're just joining us, haven't heard, gigantic news in the NFL today. The Carolina Panthers have made a trade with the Chicago Bears for the number 1 overall pick. So the Panthers go up from 9 to number 1, presumably to take their future franchise quarterback, whomever that may be, likely Bryce Young, but we'll see. The Bears move back to 9, and the Panthers gave up a bunch. They gave up a 1, a 2 this year, a 1 and a 2 next year, and DJ Moore, their leading receiver. So they gave up a lot, but they still have a lot, and now they'll have their franchise quarterback. As for the Saints, a couple of tidbits today to reset if you haven't heard. The Saints, according to Diana Rossini, made an offer to Jameis Winston to restructure his contract, essentially to take a pay cut to stay in New Orleans. Basically saying, hey, look, take a lesser contract. We'll keep you here. You have by Wednesday to decide. That's the start of the league year. Jameis will probably tell him to kick rocks, and they'll go test the market. But if he were to take a reduced contract, a pay cut, it would give the Saints cap relief now instead of waiting until a post-June 1st cut. We'll see what happens there. I'm not expecting that Jameis Winston's going to agree to that. It would make sense that he would go test the market. But we'll see. Also, the Saints today agreed to re-sign special teams captain J.T. Gray. Terms of the deal are interesting. So even despite their cap situation, the Saints are spending money. It's a 3-year deal worth $9.6 million in total. That includes a $2.4 million signing bonus. So J.T. Gray has been a Pro Bowler. He has been the special teams captain for the New Orleans Saints, and he's now agreed to a 3-year deal. So he's listed as a safety, but last year he only played 28 defensive snaps. So J.T. Gray's primary role has not been at safety. It's obviously been on special teams. He played 310 special team snaps for the team a year ago, just 28 defensively. So guys, a backup safety, but has primarily been used as a special teamer. Okay. The other bit of news for today is that the Saints have added another defensive assistant. They've added Adam Gristick, who's a defensive assistant from Eastern Illinois. His role hasn't been specified, but was the linebackers coach at Eastern Illinois for 4 years before being promoted to defensive coordinator last year. Prior to that, he was an assistant at Missouri State and at Syracuse. So the Saints already have a full on-field staff as far as position coaches. Michael Hodges is the linebacker coach. Joe Woods, of course, he knows the new defensive coordinator. They brought in Todd Grantham to coach defensive line, Marcus Robertson to coach the secondary. So they can mix and match roles and define it however they want, really, in the NFL, because there's no limitation on the number of on-field staffers you can have. You just hire great players or position coaches and figure out what role you want them to have on the field. So they've added another one. It's just interesting. I think anytime you see Eastern Illinois, you automatically think Sean Payton, who was a quarterback at Eastern Illinois, Tony Romo, who was a quarterback at Eastern Illinois, and now I guess Adam Gristick, another Saints tie there to Eastern Illinois. But outside of that, that's just so secondary to this gigantic news of the day. And I do want some feedback. So you email me, tweet me. You can jump in the Bite Forward YouTube chat, or you can text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. And I just put on Twitter a bit ago, if you're a Saints fan, like, you have to be at least like the tiniest bit envious or fearful of what Carolina could be doing. And if you're not willing to acknowledge that, that's okay, but it's probably rooted in your own insecurity. Because if you're New Orleans right now, look at what you are. You're probably going to win a bad division. Carolina's going to be starting a rookie quarterback. Atlanta is in the middle of their rebuild, probably starting Desmond Ridder. Tampa is in the middle of a full-on teardown. So you've got some veterans. You brought in Derek Carr. The Saints will, we've talked about it. The Saints will probably win a bad division and get bounced in the wild card round. While everyone else is building and getting better. You're the tallest short kid, but you're not getting any taller while everyone else is continuing to grow. And when I look at Carolina, they're the team that toward the end of last year, after they fired Matt Rule, and after they fired Matt Rule, really seemed to find their footing and improve as the season went along. Now you look at Carolina, they did a very smart thing. and would now obviously appears a very smart thing in trading Christian McCaffrey. And for McCaffrey, ended up recouping 4 draft picks. Remember, they got a second-round pick this year, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick all this year, and next year's fifth-round pick to seal the deal. So they got 4 picks for McCaffrey. And again, I get it. You say what you will about picks. You got to hit on the picks. They're just assets, and those aren't mature, and you have to hit on those picks to make it worthwhile. But what you did also in trading McCaffrey, accumulating those picks, was give yourself enough assets to make a trade up to number 1, not hurt because of what you have to give up for it, because the Panthers still, even after this trade, have they now have the first overall pick, the 39th overall pick. They traded 61, which was the pick they got from. They essentially traded the pick they got from San Francisco in the McCaffrey trade. So they traded number 61 overall. So they have number 1, number 39, number 93, which is their third rounder from San Francisco as part of the McCaffrey deal. They've got their 4th round pick. They got a second 4th round pick as part of the McCaffrey deal, and then a 5th round pick as well. So they're going to have 6 picks in the first 5 rounds, including the first overall pick, the 39th overall pick, the 93rd overall pick. So 3 picks in the top 93, and then 2 4th-rounders and a 5th. So they're armed with plenty of draft capital and now the opportunity to draft a guy that could be their franchise for the next decade plus, likely Bryce Young, but we'll see how it all plays out. Whereas if you're in New Orleans and you're still operating in this win-now mode that we've talked about, I believe there's a lower ceiling, a glass ceiling with Derek Carr that's not a championship ceiling. And whenever that time ends, you're still going to be in a bad way against the cap, in the position where I guess Carolina is now, where Tampa is a better comp now. Bad way against the cap, shedding assets, trying to let things settle to be able to build for the future, whenever that day may come for New Orleans. But, I guess, my hope for the Saints would be you go into this draft and you just hit an absolute home run like 2017. And you supplement this roster with players that resemble Lattimore and Ramczyk and Kamara and Hendrickson and all those great players who help you build that run that you went on there with Breeze near the end. And if you do that, and then you've got your veteran quarterback in Carr and some of the other players that are still hanging around, like we talked about Kamara and Cam Jordan and the lot, but maybe you can push toward championship contention, maybe. I think that's the hope. I don't know that I believe that will happen. I don't believe that will happen, but that's the hope, sincerely, that it will happen. But the flip side of it is you may have the upper hand on Carolina short term, but they certainly look positioned to be much better than you in 24 months, 36 months, 48 months, as they have acquired assets, and especially at the most important position in team sports, to get better while you aren't. So every team in the division has taken a dramatically different approach. Look, they all had their franchise, right? Cam Newton in Carolina, Matt Ryan in Atlanta, Drew Brees in New Orleans. Tampa had, they took Jameis number 1 overall, obviously, but they had Tom Brady here recently. And now every team kind of all at once is going through this life after their franchise quarterback, and all of them are taking different approaches to how they're building moving forward. And I have to say, like, the most short-sighted, lowest ceiling approach is what the Saints are choosing to do. They'll win games. I don't think they bottom out to a 3-4 win team, but the other teams are going to have the boom potential that I think New Orleans is going to lack with the approach they're taking. So if you want to get some reaction in, please feel free to do it. Are brought to you by DraftKings, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Hey, look, NCAA tournament, the college basketball conference tournaments are going on right now. Remember, all throughout this weekend, DraftKings is offering you that great deal. Make a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any college basketball game. If it hits, they'll give you $150 in free bets. That's at the DraftKings Sportsbook if you're a new customer. So again, new customer, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the promo code Baton Rouge, make a $5 pregame moneyline bet. Again, no spread. You're just picking the winner. $5 pregame moneyline bet. If you hit, they'll give you $150 in free bets. Anybody can take advantage of stepped-up parlays for every leg you add. You can boost that 10% with every leg you add, up to a 100% boost. You got to opt in. There's a little tab that you slide for opt-in. You'll see it. It's at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus issued as free bets. 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. 10-plus legs required for 100% boost. Deposit, parlay, and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537. I'm looking at my Twitter, and I posted that question. If you're a Saints fan, you have to be the tiniest bit envious or fearful of Carolina. And I'm reading the replies. Daryl Samuel said none. LSU Steve said they're screwed. Pat Huseman said no. Ari Fisher said, nah, I remember Russell Erxleben. Hercules said, not one bit, Matt. St. Pel 0514 said, no. Like, everyone saying, nope, not at all. And that's cool. I think you're all blinded by your loyalty to your team and what could be in Carolina. They're going to draft Bryce Young, and Bryce Young could be a franchise quarterback that's great for them for a decade plus. And after this Derek Carr experiment does whatever it's going to do and runs its course, where are you? Now, Bryce Young could, or whoever they draft, could go belly up and could bomb. But there's always that potential. It's the wider range. It's what we talked about earlier this week. It's more about what is your risk tolerance. Are you willing to risk going to 0 for the possibility of winning a Super Bowl? If you are, then you love what Carolina's doing. That's how I feel. I'm willing to risk saying, if this doesn't work, we're bottoming out. But the potential upside is Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, your franchise quarterback. I would be okay with that risk tolerance. I'm good with that. I'm good with risking the bottoming out for the boom. What I don't like existing in is where the Saints are right now. Yeah, you've raised your floor, but you got a glass ceiling. I want to break through that, and I don't think they can do it with the way they're going right now. Carolina can. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little LSU baseball, look through the lineup. LSU Samford Game 1, first pitch 1 hour from right now. Stick around.
AFR.
NOLA Flooring, buy where the pros buy at NOLAflooring.com, NOLAflooring.com. That's New Orleans Flooring. Remember, 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville. The Prairieville location is on Airline Highway. You're going south on Airline. You pass the Walmart. It's on the right. You can't miss it. I tell you all the time, buy where the pros buy. The pros buy at New Orleans Flooring because they give you up to 40% discounts. They have the inventory in stock. So if you're a contractor, you buy and flip homes, you remodel homes. Maybe you're just looking to redo your floors in your home, whatever the case may be. But you got to look at a bottom line. Well, you go to New Orleans Flooring because they're giving you the great flooring at 40% discounts because they keep everything in stock. Well, they're going even further this month, even though they don't have to, but they are. All this month at New Orleans Flooring, they're taking care of your tax. So a tax-free March at New Orleans Flooring. What are you waiting on? Get by New Orleans Flooring or go to NOLAflooring.com. Buy where the pros buy. NOLAflooring.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, Our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, lineups posted for Game 1, LSU and Samford out at the box. Final tune-up weekend for the Tigers. Final, let me call it not a tune-up, but a pre-conference weekend for LSU. Is in College Station next week to take on the Aggies at Bluebell Park in a 3-game series. All right, here's how the Tigers are going to line up. There's one notable change, which we'll get to. It's in the bottom third of the order. But the top of the order is as it has been. They'll lead off with Gavin Dugas playing second base. Trey Morgan in left field batting second. Dylan Cruz batting third. And in center field, Tommy White will DH and bat cleanup. Brady Neal will catch and bat fifth. Jordan Thompson batting sixth and playing short. So the bottom third of your order, the change that we mentioned is Jones going back into the starting lineup for Beloso. So Jones will play first and bat seventh, followed by Napolt batting eighth and playing third. And then Paxton Kling will bat ninth and play right field. So Dugas, Morgan, Cruz, White, Neal, Thompson, Jones, Napolt, Kling. That's how they'll line it up tonight with Paul Skeens on the bump. Of course, the big change is Cade Beloso not in the lineup with Jones going back to first base. So Beloso had been batting fifth. So you just sort of move everybody up a spot and then bump Jones down to the 7 hole. So Dugas, Morgan, Cruz, White, Neal, Thompson, Jones, Napolt, Kling. That's how they'll line it up tonight against Samford. We do know that Paul Skeens gets the ball tonight. He has been just freaking dominant. Enjoy that guy while you can because you got him for a year, and then he's going to be a top 5 pick, potentially the first overall pick in the draft. Ty Floyd will pitch game 2 for LSU. Jay Johnson, and Ty Floyd's been really good. He's 2-0 on the season. Last Saturday against Central Connecticut State was his first start of the year. 1 run on 3 hits in 5 2/3 innings. He was really good. Just 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. The TBD on Sunday is, I think, what we're really going to be watching. And my assumption here is, I'm sure it is for many of you, is that's going to be Thatcher Hurd. So Hurd, the UCLA transfer, started the season as the midweek guy. He'd been pitching on Tuesday nights. And like we talked about at the time, I think the reason they set that up that way was so he would pitch at Texas on full rest. And that was a great experience for Thatcher Hurd. To be able to go into that environment with 9,000 people on the road, take the ball in what felt like an SEC weekend game and see if he can go shove. And he was great. Of course, LSU won 3-0 in that game. He stayed in the midweek, and then, of course, LSU played a 4-game weekend last weekend, so he pitched on Monday. So he went from Tuesday to Monday, and then I would assume this weekend would go to Sunday in that TBD spot. Maybe not. We'll see how the first 2 games of the weekend play out. If there's something else that would make sense there, maybe it's Chase Shores. But if Thatcher Hurd is ready, which there's no reason to believe he wouldn't be after pitching on Monday, but if he is ready, give him the ball on Sunday and let that be his spot going into next weekend when you're going to take on Texas A&M in College Station. And a weekend rotation of Skeens, Floyd, Hurd looks pretty imposing. So LSU against Samford tonight. We're less than an hour away from first pitch. One more reminder, as soon as the show ends, I'm getting out of here, jetting over to the Renaissance Hotel. It's Take Me Out to Tallulah inside of the Renaissance. Tallulah is the restaurant inside the Renaissance. Really excited to have a lot of y'all come and experience it for the first time. We'll have beer samples from Rally Cap. We'll have whiskey samples from Taylor Calandro. Be pouring free top shelf whiskey samples. I think he's going to have I think Michter's 10 and maybe the Willet Purple Top, I think, are the whiskeys that he's going to be pouring. And then food and drink specials at Tallulah all night long as well. So, and they'll have 2 big projector screens showing the game. So come watch the game with us at Tallulah tonight. Have some food, some drinks, have a good time, and looking forward to introducing a lot of you to Tallulah tonight. Watch the baseball game. So hopefully the Tigers will get a good win. We'll all have some fun tonight. So if you're driving home or looking for something to do tonight, come hang out with us at Tallulah to watch the LSU baseball game. The other thing for the weekend, the pitching matchups, Samford has listed their starters. They're going to throw all righties, so LSU's not going to face the lefty in the starting rotation. Tonight, it's junior righty Jacob Cravey. He's got a 4.86 ERA on the season, 23 strikeouts, 10 walks. Brody Westbrooks, another junior righty, will pitch on Saturday. He's got a sub-1 ERA through 10 innings pitched. And then it'll be a sophomore righty, Will Lynch, on Sunday in Game 3. He's got an ERA north of 8. So I would assume the Tiger Bats will feast on Sunday if they don't all weekend. Maurice Hampton playing for Samford. That's one interesting storyline. Remember, Mo Hampton was a safety for LSU football, was a two-way guy passed on a 7-figure signing bonus out of high school, decided to come to LSU, was going to play football and baseball. It never really materialized. Had a broken hand. I know that limited him in football, and then obviously in baseball as well. Transferred out, went to Samford. So you'll see Mo Hampton this weekend for Samford. He's played 4 games on the season, 10 at-bats with 2 hits. But we'll keep an eye on Mo Hampton this weekend. Samford is a team hitting .263. So you would assume this is a really good opportunity for LSU's pitchers to overwhelm this Samford offense. They have 3 guys that are all batting over 300. Garrett Howe is their best hitter, hitting .366 with 3 doubles and 10 RBI, excuse me. And I don't know much about Samford. This is going to be the first time ever that LSU and Samford have played in baseball. That kind of surprised me in the game notes. It feels like because of the proximity and all of the different weekend series LSU's played over the years, you would have assumed LSU and Samford would have met up at some point. But this is the first time they've ever played in baseball. Will be this 3-game series this weekend out at Alec Box Stadium. So LSU Samford, 6:30, so we're about 45 minutes away from first pitch. Paul Skeens on the bump for the Tigers tonight. 3 more opportunities for LSU to work out the kinks before next weekend they head to College Station to take on the Aggies. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. Theantiagingclinics.com. Was over there yesterday doing my blood draw twice a year, so every 6 months, do my blood lab so they can just track all of my levels to make sure everything looks as it should. Remember, we talk about this often. I always encourage you to go do your blood work. I mean, there's times where Dr. Howell will find some other type of abnormality in blood work that people could find and then go get checked out, maybe as a great way to catch anything that could be abnormal, any type of maybe disease or something that could be going on with you inadvertently. It's not what you're trying to look for in that instance, but it's the benefit of doing your annual blood work. So the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, you want to feel like your younger self, get that blood work done. Let Dr. Howell take a look at it, see where you might be deficient. They can safely, affordably supplement you to get you to healthy levels to feel like your younger self. It's easy. It's affordable. It's at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, voted the nation's #1 aesthetic practice at the Vegas Aesthetic Show just a few years ago. It's at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. All right, y'all. It's After Further Review. No Otter locks today. Jimmy hasn't sent me any picks, and I know Hanny and Otter were on air earlier today. So I I don't know that we're going to have auto locks. I'll text Jimmy to see if he's got any picks that he does like tonight. And if he does, we'll have those to wrap up. Theriot was here in hour number 1, so no Ask Ryan. We'll do Ask Us to wrap up the show. So if you got something for me, for Paulie, for Musa, or for Jacob Beck, fire away with your questions. You can email Matt at 1045ESPN.com. You can tweet us at Matt Moscona.
Hey, Twitter world.
Thank you, Juice. You can jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel, or you can always text me the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Us to wrap up the show next on a Friday edition of AFR.
AFR. It's a raving fan shout-out. Presented by Darren James & Associates, brokered by eXp Realty.
This one comes from Bill Myers. Bill sent a message to Darren that said, Darren, you the man. If Darren can't do it, nobody can. He said, after my experience, I would never think about calling anyone else to sell my home. That's another raving fan shout-out for Darren James. Y'all, there are literally millions of realtors in the United States of America. Darren James is on the Wall Street Journal's list of the top 1% of realtors in America. That's on the Real Trends list. Top 1%. The top 1%. As a matter of fact, he's in the top 100 overall. Why in the world would you call anybody else? The systems are in place. The proof is there. The results are there. If you need to sell your home, you call Darren James. 335-7666 or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. I don't know anyone here. Everything keeps changing. Why is this happening to me? I'm sure glad you're here.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Appreciate you for hanging out. Remember, if you miss anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. You can book your tee time at golf.breck.org. Golf.breck.org. Should have some really good news about a certain course that's been closed for 2 years now, but to reopen. We'll give you some details when we have it soon. So I posted on Twitter just a bit ago. Each team in the NFC South taking dramatically different approaches to their rebuild. If you're a Saints fan, aren't you the tiniest bit envious or fearful of Carolina? And it's basically consensus. Everyone's like, oh, they stink. They're tanking the draft, whatever, blah, blah, they'll tank out. Maybe. Or maybe they draft Joe Burrow. It worked out okay for Cincinnati, an historically awful franchise that was tanking, and they drafted their difference-making quarterback. I mean, you can't deny Carolina last year at the end of the season was the most improved team in the division. And they clearly had a plan. They traded Christian McCaffrey. They recouped assets. They settled where they were. They moved up. They clearly I would assume it's going to be Bryce Young. We'll see who it is. But they have the guy that has their boom. They're going to get the guy that has the boom potential. And maybe they bust. But there's always that lingering bit of fear whenever you're going against someone who you know can knock you out with one swing. See. All right, it's after further review. Let's get to some questions. You can email us, tweet us, jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, or text in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Let's see. Christian Woodard said, could you explain the draft-eligible sophomore like Kling, but Cruz was not eligible? Yeah, so you have to turn 21. Do you know the date, Muse? You have to turn 21 by a certain date, if it's August or whatever.
So they changed it. It moves around now. It's not just the same date anymore. It because they moved the draft back to July. Because remember, the draft used to be the second weekend in June. It goes
during the World Series
regionals. Yeah. So they moved it back, and it's I believe it is in August this year. It's normally around the first week of August.
So this is from MLB.com. It says players attending four-year colleges are eligible to be drafted upon completing their junior year or turning 21 years old. So maybe it's just 21 years old before the draft. I don't know what the date is, but I would assume you'd have to be 21. So if you go to school, you could be drafted out of high school and sign. But if you go to college, you have to stay there through your junior year or until you're 21 by whatever the date is. So Paxton Kling, again, meets that criteria, so he would be a draft-eligible sophomore next year. But it was interesting talking to Kendall Rogers yesterday, who his contention was kind of, but he's got tons of leverage, and he could always come back for a junior year and potentially be a top 10 pick. So his thought was, you got the same.
It sounded like he thought Kling would be back.
And sometimes,
long way away, though.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes people will tell you without telling you.
Yes.
You have to read between the lines. Like Kendall, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Hunter Elliott from Ole Miss. And his he in no uncertain terms basically said Hunter Elliott's not coming back.
I was about to say, there wasn't much reading between the lines on that one, bud.
He started by tap dancing, and then he was it doesn't happen. So anyway, let's see. Tybers Hertz said, what will become of Jameis Winston? I don't think Jameis will be back in New Orleans. I understand why the Saints are offering this opportunity, because they want to be able to wipe that salary off the books now, not wait for a post-June 1 release, and they shore up their backup spot. But if you're Jameis, don't you want to go somewhere to compete? Makes sense, right?
Yeah. Depending on the market, though, if it's not there for him, would you be shocked if he ends up in Denver as a backup to Russell Wilson back with Peyton?
If he wants,
if the market's not there.
If he wants to be back. But yeah, go play for a coach that believed in you, that wanted you. Eric Otro, should I put $100 on LSU tonight minus 720? Brother, that's your money. You do whatever you want.
No return on that, though, right?
Would that be $7.20?
Something like that.
You bet $100 to win $7.20?
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's dumb. Yeah.
What are you going to do with that $7.20?
6-pack.
Can you buy a 6-pack for $7.20?
Yeah, maybe it's like Natty Light or something.
The beer I buy, you can't buy at
Nah,
$6.07.
but I
I'll
mean,
tell you that much.
The beer you buy, one beer is like $6.72.
Huh?
I said the beer you buy is like, well, I screwed up the price, but it's like $7.20. One beer.
A beer?
Yeah,
No. Let's not get crazy. I'm not buying $7 beers out there. No. I mean, now, if I'm at, like when I was in Vegas this past weekend,
yes.
or like you're in the airport, then you're buying a $19 beer.
Yeah.
That's essentially how that goes. Like, hey, but here's a 20. I'm sorry, sir. You're $2 short. Here's a 20. Keep the change. I'm sorry, sir. There is no change. You're $2 short.
Here's your quarterback.
Let's see. Sorry, I just hit refresh. Greg Lehman said, how was the recent basketball season compared to Johnny Jones's last season? The biggest difference, I need a lot of runway to talk about this, but the biggest difference is with Johnny Jones, you were coming off a complete dismantling after you had Ben Simmons, you had Jarrell Martin, you had Jordan Mickey, you had pro players come through there. He just couldn't coach a lick, and then it all fell apart. Anyway, maybe that's a topic for next week. All right, Muse, Paulie, Beck, appreciate y'all. Have an awesome weekend. Come out to Tallulah. I'm heading there right now.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's Williamson, EYE.com. You can go to the Williamson Eye Center for eye care, eyewear, or eye surgery. The eye care part should always have your annual eye exam, right? Williamson Eye Center can do your annual eye exam. Eyewear. If you do wear contacts or glasses, the Williamson Eye Center at their optical shops will sell you your contacts or glasses. But eye surgery is how you can change your life. It's how Dr. Blake Williamson and the staff of ophthalmologists over there change lives every single day. You want to be able to see 20/20 or better than 20/20 without contacts or glasses? You want to be able to just wake up in the morning, open your eyes and see, and not have to worry about fumbling for glasses or shoving contacts in your eyes? There is a way for everyone, no matter your age or refractive issue. The Williamson Eye Center can help. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Theriot with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Theriot and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100